I discovered my girlfriend's Tinder profile after my friends saw it first.
Hopefully it's an old profile. Somehow, maybe?
Background info, I suppose. My girlfriend, 33 female, and I, 27 male, have been dating for over 2 years, and we've been living together for a year and a half. I worked in the ER and on the ambulance, so I work long 12-hour shifts, days and sometimes nights. By the way, this comes from Apologetic Apple, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I am Savannah.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Vincent.
And we are here to give advice goofily, but obviously we don't have all the answers, and we're just going to tell you what we would do in this situation, so you tell us what you would do in the comments. As OP says, I clocked out of my shift at the hospital earlier today and was walking out with a couple of my nurse friends. They asked me to wait for them so we could walk out together. I didn't think much of it, as the three of us are super close due to trauma bond. Oh, and working together for about 2 years now. As we got outside and into the parking lot, my friend, who we will call Anna, said, "Hey, I need to show you something, and I'm sorry that I am the one showing you." Anna pulls up her phone and says Alyssa was swiping on Tinder and came across this profile.
Why do I feel like they were like playing rock, paper, scissors on who would have to tell him? Because it's not the one who found it who's telling him.
Yeah.
They were like, you tell him. No, you tell him.
It would be the worst to be in that situation. And you know what? I know all of my friends would put it on me too. I'd be like, fine. Because I'm very like straight to the point, like honest, whatever. And so they'd be like, do it. I'd be like, fine. She turns her phone and shows me a screen recording that Alyssa took of her Tinder and the profile. Sure as crap, it my girlfriend.
Sure as crap, it my girlfriend.
It my girlfriend. The only thing is that all the photos are old. Like, I am positive that these are old photos because they're all photos I came across on her Facebook after we became friends at a previous job we both worked at. Obviously, regardless of the age of the photos, seeing my girlfriend's Tinder profile popping up on my friend's phone was quite a shock. They both apologized profusely again, told me they loved me and that I could call them tonight to talk if need be since we're all off tomorrow. I told Anna to send me the video, gave them a hug, and left. On the way home, I was talking to Gemini about...
No, you weren't.
Is this the AI generator?
Yeah.
Honestly, me, though. I kind of go to ChatGPT for some stuff. And then I put in...
We can Google it ourselves.
And then after, I go so far into it that I then put, like, their side of the story and see if it agrees with them. Like, and guys, it does. It always agrees with everyone. And I'm like, oh, dang it. You're just... making me feel good about nothing. You don't know.
That's why you don't trust
my jobs.
I'm angry. Anyway, so on the way home, I was talking to Gemini about Tinder profiles and how long they stay active after the app is uninstalled or whatever the case. From what I can find online, it seems odd that her profile would be active after over 2 years. I'm home now. My girlfriend noticed something was up with me, but I told her we would talk about it later. After her class and after her son has gone to bed. I just want to know how I should approach this. Thanks in advance. Comments. Yo, if someone's Tinder account is showing up, they've been active in recent months. If they're inactive, it doesn't show the profile after a certain amount of time. If you've been dating for 2 years, then I have a bad news for you. Yeah. Unless it's someone using your photos and name.
My other massive fear.
Yeah, that someone's like using your stuff and then like,
or just like, I don't know, my stuff or my partner's stuff. Like, that's just sketchy.
And then it's causing issues for no reason at all.
People try to get in. Weird.
This person commented and said, it isn't complicated, but it can be emotionally difficult. My coworkers have a video that records a Tinder profile that looks like yours. Show her the video. Is this your active profile? Another person commented, said, do you think anyone is catfishing or scamming with her information? OP responds, I don't think so, as her Spotify is connected to the account and the account is photo verified. Yeah, if it's photo verified, she's 100% active recently if she's appearing to other people after you've been dating 2 years.
Yeah.
Another person commented, said, first things first, remain calm. I would sit her down and tell her that something's been brought to your attention that concerns you because of your relationship values. Then I would show her the screen recording and ask her if you guys are okay, and then let her explain herself. Honestly, I like that.
Yeah.
Depending on her answers, you may need time to process things. OP said, I'm pretty calm considering the circumstances. Unfortunately, I am known for my happy/goofy personality, so people always know when something is wrong. I was going to tell her that I have zero doubts about our relationship thus far, but that I was shown a video of something that concerns me. I was going to show her the video, then ask her if we could pull up her phone /download Tinder so I can see if there is new messages or anything like that.
Yeah, I would have to assume that Tinder's not going to be showing that to someone unless they have actively managed to somehow scroll through like every Tinder profile in their area.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they'd reshuffle before they showed you ones that clearly haven't been used in 2 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of just want to see where it goes.
Let's hear it then.
Update. I know a lot of you were wanting an update, so here we are. I will also add background info /clarification as I wrote this whilst my head was spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Her child is 10 years old. I can see how 10M could be confusing.
Very much so.
Thank you, OP. Yes, my girlfriend is spicy related. Yes, so is Alyssa, who originally found her profile. I imagine Alyssa sent this screen recording to Anna because either she felt Anna and I were closer, or because Alyssa wasn't at work, but Anna and I were. Not sure, didn't ask. But to the ones who suspect that they're just trying to break us up for no reason or out of jealousy, that ain't it. Okay. So, after my girlfriend was done with her online class and after her son was in bed, we both sat down on the couch to talk. It took me a few seconds to get to the words out of my mouth, but I told her that I was shown a video of her Tinder account, to which she replied, "Who showed you?" And that pretty much answered all my questions, and my head started to spin even faster. Oh.
Yikes.
I told her that I wasn't sure why that was even relevant right now, but she insisted, so I told her Anna showed it to me. She has also met Anna and knows that Anna is straight, 6 months pregnant, and married. I told her that Alyssa had sent it to her, and she showed it to me. Again, questioning why this was relevant, I again asked her if she was on Tinder. She replied yes. She admitted to downloading it a week ago and attempting to match with women for flirtatious conversations and attention. She did show me the messages, and I confirmed that they were all with women. That they were all just flirtatious conversations. She assured me that she had no intentions further than flirtatious conversations, and I believe that as she is 30 pounds heavier now and rocking a pixie cut, but still using photos from 3+ years ago. She said she just downloaded the app and logged right back in and didn't edit anything about the profile from before. She also got very defensive. She brought up an argument from the past trying to deflect and somehow make me look like the a-hole here. I called her out on it, but was also trying to keep my cool in between, still trying to come to terms that this was really happening. The last year hasn't been easy for us. Between health issues, job issues, cost of living going up, and getting laid off, work issues. It's been rough. She said she's felt like something has been missing between us lately, that she's so lost that she doesn't know what she's doing. She sobbed and told me she made a really stupid mistake, to which I agreed. I told her how stupid I felt because when I was shown the video by my friends, I almost just laughed it off because it was so out of left field that the photos were old and crap. I told myself there's no way. I don't know what to do. As said previously, we have lived together for 2 years. I contribute my income to the home mortgage and all other monthly bills. She co-signed on the car I bought because I started developing credit late and had crap credit. We have the same phone plan. We're on the same car insurance. So much of my life is wrapped up in the relationship. I don't know where to begin unraveling it. I don't know where to go. Currently, I think I am sticking it out here until I can build up my credit and hopefully my savings. I just got laid off at one job, so I'm working part-time in the ER until I start my new job December 1st. I'm honestly just so lost myself. LOL. I know I should leave, but I care about her. I am scared to put her and her son in a bad spot. After the year she's had, I don't know what she would do. She doesn't have a support system behind her. She has me. And there are some comments. I mean, what?
What?
And we're gonna go with commenter 1 for that one.
Commenter number 1 says, I mean, this would be immediate breakup territory for me. These are issues she should have brought up to you for conversation as opposed to seeking outside validation. She's putting herself before the relationship. Her need for attention will continue to grow. Eventually, harmless flirting won't be enough, so she will take it a step further. She's in a committed, monogamous relationship. The only person she should be seeking attention from is you. Another person commented, said, right? It's even a freaking cliche those AI cheating stories spit out. She's not sorry she did it. She's just sorry she got caught. Another commenter says, she emotionally cheated on you at the least. She actively hid other relationships from you. I couldn't trust her, and there isn't any reason to be in a relationship with someone you don't trust. OP responds, I know. Oh, another commenter says, who the F cares about why you are stuck together? If you are sticking it out, did she at least say she would delete Tinder and anything else to make it right? Otherwise, you're an effing chump. You didn't say she was sorry or remorseful. She turned it on you right away. Nothing sounds salvageable. OP responds, she did delete it, and she was remorseful. Not that it was very helpful in that moment. By the way, we'll never cheat on you.
Ooh.
Ooh, I got it. If you want to see full episodes, just like this one, go to iHeartRadio, Spotify, any podcast network where you listen to podcasts, and type in OK Storytime and listen to all of our episodes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
But ultimately, she consciously made the choice to download Tinder, reactivate it, flirt with people. Like she knew what was gonna happen, kind of thing. So I don't think that you can really feel bad about giving her the consequences of those actions, being like, we're breaking up. And you can give her some time to find a spot to get out with her kids, to be back on her feet if you really want to in that way. But I personally would say don't go back to her in a relationship sense.
Yeah, I understand where OP is coming from because I'm the same way. Like, I give. But, like, I hate that she, like, switched it around and was like, oh, well, you know, like, you did this the one time,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like, that just shows that, like, this person is not willing to, like, really go into their insecurities or their issues, and they just are going to deflect, which never gets you anywhere.
Yeah.
I hope that you do get out of that relationship because I don't think that it's gonna be very healthy. Because I mean, honestly, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't believe that like people really change that much. They always will have that like tendency, and like people with like addictive personalities and stuff, like they need that. So like you know, and you don't need to do that to yourself because it seems like you're also going through a tough time, and you can, you know, like get through it and discover things by yourself on your own, and you know, build yourself up while also, you know, building your life back. It is really hard, but you know, people do it, and I feel like you're a good enough person to like have the support system and everything, and you don't need to worry about like this girl who's causing you all of these issues and doing it to herself. You know, like you didn't cause anything. There wasn't like an issue between you two. They did it. So like, you know, it's not on you, OP.
100% agree.
My girlfriend rejected my proposal, then I kissed her sister.
You did not take that well.
My girlfriend, 25 female, and I, 25 male, have been dating for 10 years. Prior to dating, we were close friends. We've known each other for almost 17 years now. Last month, I proposed to her, and she said she needed some more time to get her life in order. The whole thing shocked me. She apologized, and I told her it was okay. By the way, this comes from user Least Ants, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. it. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Vincent. We got Keon back here too.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we know, so let us know what you know in the comments. However, I have been checking out of my relationship ever since she said no. As the days pass, I am slowly falling out of love with her, and she has probably noticed it. I have stopped initiating date nights, spicy sleep, and she has been pretty much initiating everything. She has asked me many times about proposing, and she has said she's ready now, but I told her I need more time to think about it. She has assured me many times that we're meant to be together and that she wants me to be her life partner forever. We live together in an apartment, but our lease is expiring in a couple of months. I don't really plan on extending it, and I'm probably going to break up with her then. Am I the a-hole? Comment 1. If you're that sure about breaking up, do it now. OP says, okay, I will let her know tomorrow. We have our 10-year anniversary on Friday.
No.
And she said she has planned something really special for me the whole day.
She's proposing to you.
Ah.
She's proposing to you.
So I will let her know before then. Comment 2. Did you and your girlfriend have a discussion about marriage before you proposed? Opie said yes. I did go ring shopping with her a few months ago to pick out her ring. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit depressed about everything, so I just want to block this out from my memory. Comment 3 says, you've known each other since you were 8. You've been dating since you were 15. This is the old lady in me talking, but neither of you have experienced much else than each other. Yes, talk to each other. Others have said this, but you really need to work this out. It's very possible that breaking up is the best thing for both of you. You're both still young. Don't decide to get married just because you've put in the time. Comment 4. I agree with the other comments that not communicating any of this until your lease is up is a bad move. It's bad enough you'll both be experiencing adulthood without the other for the first time, but you have a huge advantage by knowing you need to prepare ahead of time. Leaving her in the dark is cruel and undeserved, since it sounds like all she did was not accept a seemingly surprise proposal. And there is an update from 17 months later. So I am engaged to my fiance. We've been together for 11 years. Our biggest relationship difficulty happened last year when I proposed and she rejected me. That was genuinely the worst moment of my life. Even though she apologized in the days and weeks after, and she said she panicked and that she did want to marry me, I was very close to ending things. Eventually, I stayed, and a few months later, I proposed again, and she said yes immediately and was super happy about it. But it's always been in the back of my mind how she rejected and humiliated me when I first proposed to her. So my fiance has a sister. The three of us grew up almost like a trio. Growing up, though, I was always closer to her sister. She always reminded me of my own sister who passed when she was 10. I am now no longer certain whose sister we're talking about.
That's weird.
Are we talking about the older sister? I
Older
think
sister.
we're talking about the older sister.
We're talking about the older sister.
Okay. She asked me out once in middle school and again in freshman year of high school, but I always saw her like a sister. And in sophomore year, I started dating my fiance, the younger sister. She was nothing but supportive and was genuinely happy for us. So yeah, Thanksgiving was yesterday. I was invited. I'm close with her parents too. And we all drank, laughed, and talked. Late at night, my fiance's sister asked if we could go to another room to talk. We were both wasted, reminiscing about old memories, and she kissed me, and I didn't stop it. The worst part was that I've never felt anything like that before. It wasn't butterflies. I literally felt like white sparks behind my eyes and this deep feeling in my chest. It felt like my heart skipped or something, like a heart murmur. It hit me so hard that even now, just thinking about it, I can feel that heart murmur. I asked her today if she regretted what we did, and she said, not at all, and that she was just shooting her shot one last time.
She sucks.
And would respect my decision either way, and also admitted that if I did choose her, it would likely destroy her bond with her sister, and also the family dynamics, but she said it would be worth it for me. So yeah, I know it's horrible, but I'm just thinking about so many emotional moments my fiance's sister and I have shared, like when she was there for me during my worst moments, including sleeping in a hospital chair for 3 straight days after I had a major accident. She asked me out back when I was overweight, shy, and had zero confidence. I only started dating my fiance after a huge weight loss transformation, which took almost a year. But her sister never cared about any of that physical stuff. She's always been super loyal. And that kiss, I can't lie, I've never felt like that ever in my life. Would it be wrong to end the engagement? I'm not delusional about the consequences. I feel sick and nauseous even thinking about the fallout and the ruined family dynamics. But I would never have even thought about entertaining this if my fiance hadn't rejected my proposal last year. Ever since then, it's always been at the back of my mind.
Please end this. End this. End this, please.
I need
You
something
suck.
to throw.
You want a goldfish?
I need something to break. Comment number 1. You already have your answer. And to be honest, your fiance deserves better. It's not like you would never see her sister again if you stay with your fiance, which would likely turn into an affair sooner or later. I don't have to tell you how effed up all of this is, but at least be kind enough to let your fiance go, to heal from this and find someone that feels sparks while kissing her. Also, be ready for a massive backlash for both of you from family and friends. Comment 2, you and her sister are horrible people. So in that way, you're perfect for each other. Also, have the guts to own what you're doing and what you're about to do, instead of trying to blame your fiance for your disgusting behavior. Well, if my fiance hadn't turned down my marriage proposal the first time, I wouldn't be cheating on her with her sister.
You would have done it anyway. The thing is, you said that, like, I've always had this connection with her. You would have done it anyway.
And I wouldn't be about to tear her family apart by leaving her for her sister. It's all her fault. Clearly, your fiance was right to tell you no the first time. Her mistake was saying yes when you asked again. And there's an update from 2 days after.
Oh boy. I hope OP read all those comments and was like, wow, I'm a really bad person. I guess I should break up with my poor fiance.
So I'm only posting this update because a lot of people were asking for an update. This will be my final update. So yeah, sadly, I don't have a great update. I broke up with my fiance yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
You misunderstand.
That's great. Like, great news.
And yeah, she was expectedly shocked and sort of panicking. I felt horrible seeing her cry like that and seeing that reaction. And she kept asking why. And I told her that I just don't think we're meant to be together and that she deserves someone far better than me. She was kind of wailing and stuff, and it broke my heart. Obviously, both our families are shocked, especially because we just had Thanksgiving and they asked a lot of questions about the wedding and our future plans and even baby names. So, yeah, everyone's pretty shocked. I didn't really want it becoming this big a drama, but it sadly has become a huge drama and everyone is speculating what happened. And by the way, there's no speculating. You can listen to full episodes with stories like this one on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. I met my fiance's sister last night for dinner, and we both realized the gravity of the situation. We spoke at length and width, and I told her we should probably take some space and take it slow. Maybe wait a few months?
No.
What are you insane?
Never
You're
again.
insane. Oh my God. No, this is a guy. Send you this guy to the sun. Directly into the sun. You know what? No, this is Black Hole. Black Hole, spaghetti, James Gandolfini's spectral pigs in the labyrinth are going to devour you. And that is a deep cut for those who have been here. You will know what I'm talking about.
Wow, he just kept getting worse. He just kept getting worse.
Oh my
You
God.
don't think that your fiance is gonna put 2 and 2 together? When in a couple months you guys start seeing each other, you don't think she's gonna say, "Oh, well, why did my relationship of 11 years end?"
No, 15. This is a cautionary tale. Dating since you were 10 years old is, you know what,
God.
statistically not always the best. And I know there's some exceptions to the rule out there that work out, but my God.
They started dating when they were 15.
No, they started dating 15 years ago.
No, they've been dating for 15 years. They've known each other for like 17.
Yes, they are
Since they were
25.
8.
They
They
started
said
dating
11.
in 3rd grade.
They said 11 years.
No.
Well, the first post,
Ugh.
there was an update after that was 17 months later.
Just, yeah, it's...
So I think
Okay,
like,
so
there's
it's
been
okay.
some time.
He said, we should probably take some space and take it slow, maybe wait a few months. And she said she was willing to wait however long. She recommended that we can both move to a different state. We both work remote, so that works in our favor, and we can choose any state we like. I asked her many times if she was sure and if she had any regrets after seeing her sister's reaction. And she said she loves her sister. No, she doesn't. And that the situation obviously sucks. But that love is love. And that the
No.
love we have and the deep connection we have
Mm-mm.
is very rare. And that now that she had it, she would never let it go ever until she passes away.
You guys are crazy people. You're crazy people. You're crazy people.
I got those heart flutter feelings again. And this time I was sober and we didn't even kiss. It was just her words. And that's the end of that story.
That's how I feel about that.
My mother has been sending cruel messages to my girlfriend, and I only just discovered.
Why, mommy, why?
Generally, not much rattles me. My friends call me a stoic, emotionally constipated idiot, and they're not wrong. Which is why we're all still a little stunned that the love of my life is basically my opposite. I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years and have known her for 10. She's quiet, gentle, brilliant, an actual full-fledged professor, and genuinely one of the kindest people I've ever met. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Frisbee, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. She's silly, shy, goofy in the best ways, and loves to poke fun. I love all of it. I love her more than I've ever loved anyone in this lifetime. But last night, something happened that I can't let go of. My phone was charging, so I was scrolling Instagram Reels on hers, like I usually do. One of her friends DM'd her, and normally I'd send back some dumb reaction photo so they'd know it's me, just a thing in our circle. But it wasn't a joke. It was screenshots my girlfriend had sent her friend, and the friend was trying to comfort her. I hesitated, then opened the screenshots to read better. I'm glad I did, and I don't even regret it anymore, because what I saw were multiple messages from my mother, cruel ones. The timestamps weren't all from the same day, so I don't know how long this has been happening. A week? Longer? No idea. Some of the messages my mom sent included, maybe he hasn't proposed because you haven't given him a child. Men don't marry placeholders. This one makes me see red. I can't even imagine how my baby felt. Others included, if you stop dressing like a teenage boy and put on some makeup, maybe he'd see you as a wife instead of one of his little friends. You're keeping him from his family he used to visit. For clarity, I'm the one who pulled back because of her behavior towards one of my sisters. Nothing to do with my girlfriend. Additional messages were, you think you're so special? You're lucky he even brought you home. Girls like you don't get commitment from men like him. You're not good enough for the life he deserves. Reading them made my stomach drop. They were hateful and completely false. My girlfriend didn't tell me about any of them and has just been carrying this alone, smiling and laughing with me. All while this garbage was sitting in the back of her mind. My girlfriend avoids conflict and hates upsetting anyone. I get it. It's easier to talk to a friend first, and my mom can be intense. She probably didn't want to put me in a position where it looked like choosing sides, but I've chosen. And it's not her I'm angry with. I'm furious at my mother. I'm exhausted by this. She knows how much my girlfriend means to me. She hears me talk about her constantly. I really thought she might actually be happy for me. At the same time, I don't want to make this harder on my girlfriend or make her feel exposed. Here's where I need advice. Do I tell my girlfriend gently that I saw the messages, that I'm on her side, and that she doesn't need to shield me from my own mother? Or do I handle my mother privately and not bring it up unless my girlfriend does? I just want her to feel safe and supported, and it makes me sick that she's been dealing with this alone. I'm actually sick watching her make breakfast while just feeling helpless. And we have some comments, but what is your advice there? What would you do?
I think I would bring it up to girlfriend just because I feel like it is their relationship, and like whatever makes her feel more comfortable. If she wants to ignore it, that's on her. But I feel like I was, in that position, if I was the guy in this, if I was OP, I would have a talk with my mom, privately, and be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So I would bring it up to girlfriend, be like, hey, just so you know, I know about this and I know what's going on, how would you like to deal with it? Do you want to deal with it? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And whatever she says, go along with it, whatever. But I would still have a talk with my mom, be like, what is wrong?
I think you kind of have to start with girlfriend, because I think mom's immediately texting girlfriend.
Oh, for sure.
We have some of the comments by OP. I'm in this in between of shock and rage, and I took a walk, realized I can't function, and made this post. I think this is just it for me. I'll be talking to my girlfriend today, and I have to figure out how to approach this. I'm upset, but I can't imagine how upset my girlfriend has been, and for how long. All I know is that when me and my girlfriend do get married, I don't want my mother there. I'm the last of her kids that put up with her. As her son, I thought I had a duty, but this is just a line that has been triple crossed behind my back. And knowing my girlfriend, she's going to figure out a way to forgive and forget. But I won't. I can't. I feel like a dumb butt sitting on the curb looking at all these replies, but thank you. That seems to be the consensus. Talk to my girlfriend first. I just need to figure out a way to bring this up to her. I just hate the timing, you know? She's grading things and preparing for finals, and I don't know. I hate that this is something she's been going through by herself when she already deals with so dang much. I hate my mom so much right now. This is insane. I don't know how I'd face her at all without blowing up. I'm leaning terribly to no contact at the moment. And yeah, I will be talking to my girlfriend. Someone mentioned I should probably cool off first. I will be talking to my girlfriend once I try to cool it. I don't want to approach this wrong and with anger in my heart, because what if she thinks that anger is directed at her in any way? Okay, so this got overwhelming really quick. I appreciate everyone's replies and their advice, truly. I thought only like 20 people would be here, but I'm going to walk away from my phone. Probably wasn't even the healthy move to begin with, seeking advice from strangers. But I just wanted to get out of my head and at least find options that weren't call my mom and tell her to go to heck. I'll be slimming in a bit, but I need to step away. Plus, breakfast is ready. Thank you all. Thank you so much. And we have an update 2 days later after he talks with his girlfriend.
Oh, I kind of just want to get into it.
Okay. 2 days later, I talked to my girlfriend the same night that I made that original post. We're working through everything together right now, and things are headed in a good direction. I'm not ready to write the full update yet, since there's a lot to sort out privately before I come back with all of the details, but I did want to say something to the people who reached out when I was clearly not in the best headspace. For transparency, I told my girlfriend exactly what happened, that I panicked, had what I'm pretty sure was some kind of anxiety attack, and ended up here on Big Beautiful Reddit asking a question that, in hindsight, had a pretty obvious answer. Not my finest hour, considering I'm usually, the calm one between us. I guess I was bound to pop at some point. I even ugly cried on the side of the road. I also showed her this account, and she looked at me and the comments and upvotes and hit me with, "Bet you wish your actual account got this much engagement, huh?" Destroyed me in seconds. But so very accurate. A lot has happened since, and some of it was super eye-opening. Turns out my mom has a pattern of this behavior. After my girlfriend and I talked, I reached out to my siblings, and my younger brother opened up and told me she did the same thing to his now wife years ago.
Okay.
They both moved far away and kept their distance because of it. That was a hard thing to hear, but it explains so much. Also, my girlfriend is super close with my siblings too, so she knows. Anyway, to sum it all up real quick, my girlfriend and I are solid. We're talking, we're being honest, and we're on the same team. I'm taking care of the rest. I just wanted people to know things are okay, and we're moving forward, and I appreciate a lot of you. I'm too anxious to open up any of the comments on the original post. Some of y'all are brutal, but real. My girlfriend has been peeking for me, though. Happy holidays, everyone. Stay safe. We have some comments by OP. After her most recent comment, I realized she might just have a superiority complex of sorts. Either way, this is totally crazy to me, the amount of people who can't fathom either folks who don't want to get married or haven't after a certain amount of time, like there's a time limit of sorts. Well, I guess I get the time thing. People don't live for long and things happen. But even if I passed or something before we get married, there will be plenty of more proof out there pertaining to my love for my girlfriend than just a ring and some papers. It seems to me that a lot of people think of marriage as some sort of end goal anyway, and then the love just stops because they race to that peak, At least that's what I've seen and taken note of. I wonder how the same people would react once they find out my girlfriend doesn't want a diamond ring due to blood diamonds. And she won't be wearing a white dress because of its origin too. Also, she will probably be wearing a suit. I might effing wear a dress. Then what, people? Well, I'll tell you guys what. You guys can listen to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Search up OK Storytime. As of now, I've told my mother to go F herself and that the grandkids she already has don't even like her. And on top of not wanting kids personally, if me and my girlfriend were to have any, they would not be coming anywhere near her and her crappy behavior. Also, the day there is a wedding, I don't even want her in the same dang state. I've spoken to my girlfriend. I did not sugarcoat it. Told her I saw the screenshots and read everything. She knows I'm on her side, and well, it seems my mother lost her last kid. Also, we've all blocked her. All of us. I feel sad knowing that this is the life she cultivated for herself, but I'm happy in knowing that, moving forward, me and my girlfriend have gotten closer. So have me and my siblings. I'm still trying to accept that I have a mom, but don't have a mom, if that makes sense. But I've got good people in my life who are helping me through that. Thank you again, and have a happy holiday.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. I mean, not for mom, but she seems like a nightmare anyway, so.
That's the end of that story. And we got another one.
My girlfriend demanded I like her post, so I deleted all my social media.
I need more followers.
I, 30 male, love my girlfriend, 27 female. We have been together for about 8 months, and we have a great relationship, blah, blah, blah. But her online social media personality is just unbearable.
Sound like a hater. Hater alert.
If you Google list of most annoying social media habits, she pretty much does every single one. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Veg 8779, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia, and we are here.
To give some good advice in a funny manner. And we would love it if you could comment down in the comments what you would do, because we're going to tell you what we would do right here, right now. Aight? As OP says. She is a rampant social media oversharer. Her Snapchat documents every remotely interesting thing that happens to her every day, from pictures of her breakfast to mirror selfies to funny stories about her day. At night, after being apart for 12 hours, she will begin to tell me about her day, and I find myself saying repeatedly, yeah, I saw that on Snapchat/Facebook/Instagram already.
Sounds like you're obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're watching all of her stuff. You're on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook clearly as much as she is posting.
Oopsies. Every even remotely interesting thing that happens to her, I find out about through social media. Her Facebook is full of rants. Detailing the ups and downs of her mood, or humble brags about all the good deeds she has done.
She's like, just helped a dog cross the road. Just saved a cat from the tree. Helped an old lady with her groceries.
I breathed air. I helped the plants grow.
Yeah. What have you done today? Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Yeah.
I had a few things, but I'm going to say nothing.
I honestly think, I don't know. Maybe just don't watch them.
Yeah. She is the definition of a social media attention seeker. Between Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and her blog, she probably posts 20 times a day. Ugh. My friends and family who meet her in person all say she is sweet, kind, and funny. But once they start following her social media accounts, they all say she seems kind of irritating and vain. Oh.
Dang. They're saying this to you and you're dating her actively?
In the beginning, I tried to just accept her online persona, to each their own or something. But it is becoming increasingly a point of contention. If I only knew her from her online personality, I frankly wouldn't like her. But I know she isn't actually like that. I think she's just insecure and likes the attention, because in person, she is actually a very sweet person. The other interesting thing is that she has not always been like this. In the beginning of our relationship, she had no Snapchat, no Instagram, and barely posted to Facebook. This all started rather suddenly 4 months into the relationship, and I don't know how to stop hating it. I don't know how to explain to her that her social media postings make her appear cocky, vain, rude, selfish, and I don't think mesh with her own impression of how she is. Additionally, I find that her constant social media life updates have taken away my feelings of significance in her life.
Really quick.
Yeah.
I think because you have made it clear that this wasn't how she always was, and this was a change in your relationship, and that's not how she is in real life, I think you should talk to her. I think before we go to jumping to breaking up, actually, I think have the conversation where you say, hey, is everything okay? Because I've noticed this big shift in how you present yourself online, and it feels inaccurate to who I know you are. Yeah, have that conversation.
Yeah. I feel like any people who follow her accounts now know about as much as her life as I do. I've tried to bring up this subject with her recently, and I find her becoming very defensive about it. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to control her, which I think is is how it sounds. She wants me to just accept this as part of her. She says it's just social media, it's not that serious, and she doesn't know why I'm making such a big deal of it. And maybe she is right, but I don't know how to get over this. And there are some comments. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think she has to change, but maybe just like, I don't know. See, the thing is, I feel like this might just be her passion now. Like, she's discovered this and now she's interested in it. It's like picking up a new hobby. It's like, oh, I'm really, for instance, I'm really interested in basketball. Like, I want to go be in a league. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Also,
and
people
it's like,
make a lot of, make a living being influencers now.
Yeah.
So it isn't like it's out of the realm of possibility for her.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely like, it could be a career choice, but, very slimly, but, there's always a chance. Like, if that's what she wants to do, if like nothing else that she's done actually works or gives her like a purpose, I don't know. Comments say, next she'll start complaining that you're not liking her posts. OP responds, that's already happened. Wah, wah. Oof. OP adds how it's affecting her professional life. Ooh. Colossal waste of time is basically exactly how I feel about it all. And it makes it hard for me to sympathize with her when she starts talking about how busy or stressed or tired she is, because I can see she has Snapchatted 20 times during the day instead of getting work done. She isn't a student. But her job is a freelance gig she does from home. So yes, she does use it as an easy distraction when she is stressed. And there's an update.
I don't know. I feel like it's gotten to the point where you really just don't like her.
Yeah.
Because 20 times is both a lot and also not
like
enough
in a
that
day.
Yeah, in a day. Not enough that it would necessarily have a huge impact on her work.
Yeah. But I don't know, because I could see I'm comparing it to like my sister, because she is very big into social media and also like works like a corporate job. And then she always comes home and she's like, I'm tired. But then when she's tired, she's sitting on the couch editing like a video. Mm-hmm. But that's what she likes to do though. Yeah. Like, there's no problem with doing that, Yeah. I'm not trying to like bag on it. I'm just saying like, she's tired, but she's like, I really like, this is what I like to do.
Yeah.
And she's been doing it ever since the new year, and I think she's doing a good job, and she's always done it, like ever since like high school and stuff.
It's like your job versus your hobby.
There's an update. Here is the maybe not unexpected update. I decided to go with the ignorance is bliss approach. I deleted Snapchat, deleted Instagram, and unfollowed her on Facebook. Okay.
Dang.
How is that?
Oh, she's not gonna like that. She is not gonna like that.
Not at all. She noticed right away, like immediately. It was actually a little scary. She was really confused at first and asked what was up. It gave me the opportunity to reiterate that reading her constant social media updates made me uncomfortable and unhappy. I explained that I've tried to discuss it with her before, but she became really defensive, so this was the only way. She seemed to accept this for about a day, and I felt so much better, so much lighter. But the peace was short-lived, and she quickly became enraged. She was furious that I didn't discuss this with her before doing it, and in her eyes, I took a pretty drastic step without talking to her first. While I understand her point of view, I stand by the decision. I'm sure she would have been just as mad if I had actually given her all my reasoning beforehand. Our fighting spiraled unexpectedly out of control. She was fixated on the idea that her social media persona wasn't that bad. It was part of her personality, and she needed someone who loved all of her. I agree. She did not accept my actions as constructive criticism, but instead as a direct insult. Simply ignoring that part of her was an unacceptable compromise. I'm with her. I don't know.
I'm partially with her.
I don't think that, like, this is just something, this is like her passion right now. This is like something that she likes to do. So why, like, boyfriend's like, well, I don't like it, so you need to stop doing it. Like, he's not telling her to, like, stop. He's telling her to, like, change it. But, like, that's not the point. That's her. It's her thing. So why would we,
I agree. But then the other thing is, I don't think that she should be saying, you have to like all my posts. You have to read all my posts.
Yes.
I think that's where it's going too far. So I feel like there is a compromise that neither of them are willing to make.
I don't think that she needs to change who she is. This is what she wants her persona to be. And if it comes natural to her, and if people find it cringy, other people might not. Like, that's the thing. You don't know. Like, everyone has different opinions. Some people find me cringy. That's fine. I don't think I'm cringy, but, like, some people might, and that's fine. Like, not everyone's gonna like everyone. Like,
you don't have to like everyone.
Yeah,
That's just
you
a fact
don't.
of
You
life.
don't have to like everyone. But, like, I'm just saying, like, she shouldn't have to lower herself to his liking.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm
Yeah.
with her on that.
I think it's just the compromise that neither one wants to make.
Yeah. Simply ignoring that part of her was an unacceptable compromise. By the way, it's unacceptable for you to not listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app, and just type in "OK Story Time" and listen. Listen, life, your little life depends on it. There's a little bit left. Let's just get into it. Woo! I sent her an article that highlighted why her postings make her appear really self-absorbed, but her response was, "Is that really so bad?" She was too stubborn to even admit that being self-absorbed was a negative quality and instead delivered a long, pointless diatribe on why selfishness and vanity are positive qualities.
Interesting.
We argued for a few hours and ultimately decided that we were not compatible. This was unexpectedly important to her, and I was unable to just stop hating her social media persona. So we broke up.
I think that's the right answer, honestly, at
I
the end
think
of the day.
so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I
you go.
just, yeah.
You're not gonna change her,
And she's not going to change
She's
you.
not gonna change you.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like, I feel bad because
Yeah.
I don't think that she should have to change. And this is like something that she's really passionate about all of
And
a
she'll
sudden.
continue.
Yeah, and
And
she'll
she will not
continue
with
and he'll, continue hating her. I guess. I know.
My girlfriend wanted me to cry at her mother's funeral, so I told her to leave.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
I'm a 22-year-old man raised by a very traditional single dad. Among the many ideals my dad instilled into me was that crying was a sign of weakness in men. So most of the time, my dad would reprimand me if I came to him crying. It ranged from small things like spilling juice on my pants to being bullied at school. He said, "If you're breaking down about these issues, you're never gonna make it in life." By the way, this comes from Am I the A-Hole Crybaby, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, "I would hide my tears like a heavy drinker would hide booze. And eventually I grew up to be the strong, silent type in school and in adulthood. If being emotional meant hurting myself or someone else, it seemed better to just not show them at all. Fast forward a few years, I have this girlfriend, Katie, that I'd been seeing for a few months. Most girls were turned off by me being so reserved. But Katie had this talent for seeing that I wasn't just mean or cold to people. I was hurting. She treated me like a decent human. So I did my best to be a gentleman to her while still staying reserved. My dad told me it was important that a man never let his own feelings keep him from protecting and being respectful to women.
This is such toxic
Yeah.
masculinity.
I mean, yes, respect
finest.
women, but yeah, it's super toxic.
Yeah, like you can cry.
Yeah, you can cry. if
I
you want.
cry.
I cry all the time.
Yeah.
About a week ago, Katie called saying her mom passed away in the hospital due to complications from the vid and asked me to come to the funeral. Her body was cremated to avoid attendees getting sick. Now, I never knew what having a mom was like, so as the preacher described Katie's mom during the sermon, it sounded like everything I wished I had as a kid. Someone who was gentle and nurturing, who'd understand my feelings rather than criticize them. Someone who'd let me cry on their shoulder like I'd done for Katie many times. It was overpowering. I felt the tears coming on, and Katie looked at me in surprise. By force of habit, I didn't dare let myself cry. I took a deep breath, swallowed the lump in my throat, and just gave Katie another hug. That's really beautiful, though. I mean, like, even that you had that moment where you were overcome by emotions.
And that's okay.
Yeah, let them come.
You're at a freaking funeral. That's where everyone's supposed to be emotional.
After the service, I drove Katie home. It was pretty quiet until out of nowhere she went off on me. She said I cared more about looking like a macho man who didn't cry than letting her know how I felt. That's pretty harsh. She said things like, "I'm sorry your dad is stuck in the Stone Age and I've opened up to you so much, but you never do the same for me. And is your male ego really that fragile?" I just said enough or please stop, but she wouldn't. Normally, I'm not fazed by someone berating me, thank you, Dad. But after a while, I couldn't take it anymore. I just let her vent at me until I stopped at her house and said, cold as ice, "Get out." She seemed to get the hint that I was pissed and ran in her apartment like a scared child. Now, I don't know if what I did was right anymore. It's become a habit of mine to avoid showing vulnerability, but maybe Katie has a point about having a male ego, whatever that means. Am I the a-hole for refusing to cry in front of her? And we do have an update, but what do you think?
I don't think that you're the a-hole just because you hide your feelings. Like, I don't think that's like, an a-hole move. You're just not comfortable. And that's like,
Something you go to therapy for.
yeah. And you don't have to, if you feel uncomfortable showing that side to your partner, especially in this like big situation, like I think that she was very much overreacting because obviously her mom has just passed.
Exactly. I completely agree.
She's under stress and hysterical and is now trying to figure out life without a parent, who I'm sure she was very close with, it seemed.
Yeah, and it also seems like her mom was very understanding and very open with emotions. And I think maybe she's feeling that frustration tenfold of wanting out Pete to, in some ways, exemplify the things that she loved about her mom and then not seeing that, like, emotional side.
Yeah. I think that it is toxic masculinity that your dad has taught you your entire life. But the thing is, you are now an adult, and I feel like you can make your own decisions. If you feel like you don't have to be open with him if that's uncomfortable for you to have that conversation or to like show that emotion towards your dad. Like, obviously, it doesn't seem like he's going to take it well. So I probably wouldn't even like, show him that side of you. But it doesn't mean you can't show that to anyone else.
Yeah. And I think it's going to improve your relationship to go to therapy and work on being more open with your emotions. But that also doesn't mean like she can just say, do it right now.
Yeah.
You can't do it on command.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with you. Like, I'm not saying go to therapy because there's something obviously like trauma happening and all this stuff. It's more so just to speak about, like, because it seems how you speak about it. It seems like that you're reserved, that you don't want to show emotion, that you have like an intelligence about it where that like that's a thing with me. Like, I just don't show emotions because I've been taught that that's not, the sign of like a true man or whatever. And so I feel like if you were to talk about that, to someone in an open space, free from judgment and whatever, I just think it would help to understand it even more, because it seems like you want to understand it, but then you like then you hear your dad in the back of your head like, no, don't.
I think it would help you and it would help your relationship.
Oh, for sure.
But we've got an update. Thank you all very much for your feedback in the original post. There were a variety of perspectives on this, but the general consensus seems to be that while I am not the a-hole, it is bad for our relationship if I keep bottling up. Agreed. You're right, it's not fair to me or Katie if she's looking for someone to relate to, and I refuse to give that to her, especially not when she's grieving. Also, thank you for being sympathetic with Katie's plight. She apologized for lashing out. She was just acting out of grief. Yeah, absolutely. Not out of spite or a need to control me. Well, the situation has turned into one of the most profound moments of my life. As we were making amends, Katie gave me a copy of her mom's funeral on video, and we both watched it together, and this time, I found the courage to cry for the first time in 7.5 years.
Whoa.
That's incredible, OP.
You don't even do it like on your own is crazy. Like, you even have that restrictive? Yeah, you needed to let some of that go.
Hearing everyone describe Katie's mom had tapped into my inner child. The sad, lonely little boy longing for the warmth and affection that he didn't get from his only parent. By the way, you can get full episodes with stories just like this if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
I'm glad you got to release that, OP.
Me too. That's amazing.
I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and you've been told to just deny it, and now you can, like, actually, and I think Katie actually helped.
Yeah, I think she did, and even though, she recognizes that she shouldn't have lashed out, I think that moment did start the process, which is amazing.
Yeah, it was a very pivotal moment in your life to be like, oh, I can actually feel this.
And it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt Katie.
Right. Yeah.
It's great news. Katie, despite her own grief, showed me nothing but kindness throughout my mental breakdown. All this time, I'd been seeing my own feelings as being invalid compared to hers. Katie just said, my mom always made me feel safe whenever I was sad. Now I want to do the same for you. Bless her heart. That's so sweet. Now our relationship is stronger than ever. We're both looking after each other, but also seeking our own means of support to avoid being too dependent. I finally started on my long overdue journey toward healing from my trauma and improving my mental health. I never would have reached this milestone if it weren't for the kind people of Reddit. I started from having no other outlet to having more options towards bettering myself than ever. And that's the end of the story.
That was such a wholesome story.
It really was. I loved that.
I very much like that, and I would like to read more of those.
More,
Thank you.
more, please. My girlfriend gave me an ultimatum about my best friend. I refused.
What did your best friend do?
My 23 male girlfriend, Grace, 24 female, doesn't feel comfortable with my friend, Felicia.
Uh-oh.
23 female. Uh-oh. I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 years now, and she's great. She's super smart, we share a lot of interests, and until now, I never took her for the jealous type. I grew up with Felicia. We lived on the same street, and our mothers are friends. Besides that, after my grandma came to live with us, my grandpa passed away, they became really close. By the way, this comes from ConfusedAF 1111115, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia,
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, they're very much alike, and the whole family thinks she's great. Honestly, she's considered part of the family. My brothers, cousins, parents all buy her Christmas, birthday presents, and she spends a lot of holidays at my parents' house. And she helps them if they need anything since I now live out of the state. I took my girlfriend to my state to visit my parents, and I was very excited. The introduction seemed to go okay. My girlfriend got along with my dad and was already sharing recipes with Granny. Later that night, we went out to hang out with some friends, Felicia and some of my brothers. They seemed to like each other, and my girlfriend laughed a lot. Felicia is hilarious. On the next couple of days, Felicia came to my house a lot, which is very normal for us. She has dinner at least once a week there, and she and my grandma take salsa dancing classes together. I find it kind of cute. That is sweet. My brothers treat her like a little sister, and my grandma called her a time-lost twin. And you have no idea why your girlfriend may be a little jealous of Felicia.
Not even like a hint.
Okay, sure. After about 3 days, my girlfriend pulled me aside and said she felt very uncomfortable with Felicia's relationship with my family. She said that it looked like we were married by the way she was treated. I tried telling her that everyone likes her, Felicia, like a cousin or something, but she wasn't buying it. She kept telling me that it wasn't appropriate for a strange woman to be so close to a family and that everyone looks like they'd rather see me dating her. She asked me to distance myself and talk with Felicia about the whole family involvement thing. I find this very weird. Felicia is like a sister to me and the rest of my family, and she's not doing anything wrong. She's not romantically interested to me, and she's great with my grandma and little brother. I can't cut her out because I honestly don't think she's done anything wrong, and so doesn't deserve this treatment. It's not really just me, she has close ties with my family. Truth be told, if I did that, my brother's parents and grandparents wouldn't forgive me, and considering they're adults, I don't believe I could prevent them from having contact. Overall, I feel like everyone would be punished, and it's not really fair. To make things worse, we had this discussion close to the bathroom my brother was in, and he heard everything. My grandma still hasn't called me over, which she will, but everyone has been colder to her, and it shows. Oh no, girl.
Oh, yikes.
Oh no, you made it so much worse, girl.
I mean, my advice before this was going to be like, maybe go ask your mom what she's feeling or
Yeah.
like if she sees anything weird. Too late for that.
Too late. I don't know how to navigate this situation. How can I put my girlfriend at ease about Felicia, and how can I smooth things over with the rest of my family? And we've got relevant comments, but what do you think?
Ooh, that's a tough one, to be
Yeah,
honest.
this is pretty tough.
Yeah, because I can totally see where girlfriend's like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
It's Felicia, though.
It's Felicia. Everyone loves Felicia. You can't get rid of Felicia.
No, but I do feel like we could limit Felicia being around as often when girlfriend's visiting in town.
Sure. It could be like, I don't know. If if girlfriend doesn't like to hang out with Felicia, then maybe it's just prioritizing having girlfriend and family time.
That's what I feel like
Yeah.
if we just limited Felicia a little bit during when girlfriend's in town visiting, it would allow a girlfriend to get closer to family.
Yeah, because I think you can have another sit down conversation and say, hey, Felicia's not going anywhere because honestly, it's not even my relationship to control.
Right.
She has her own relationship with my family. However, if the issue here is that you feel like you're not close to my family, we can fix that.
Yeah.
We can work on
see
that.
how that goes.
Yeah. Relevant comment says it doesn't sound like you or Felicia are doing anything wrong. Unfortunately, a lot of people would be insecure in your girlfriend's position. There's another woman that knows you well, that has a deep connection to you, that is ingrained in your family, and that a girlfriend of yours could see as competition for not just your approval, but your family's. I can see why she'd be freaked out by seeing the level of involvement Felicia has with you and with your family. I'd say insecurity, but it could also be a deal breaker for her. OP says, yeah, I can understand and sympathize, but I don't think it's fair. I'll talk to her. Thanks.
I would be very cautious though about just like not giving any time of day to your girlfriend's feelings.
Yeah.
Because they are pretty valid. Anyone would feel a little insecure by that.
Yeah. And a private conversation that she wanted to talk to you about that you could have, reeled back in and said, hey, I'm not going to do that, is now broadcast to the entire family.
Right.
That's tough. Not a planet. Remember that she also might be worried that your family likes Felicia more than they like Grace. And she's probably wondering if your parents and family want the two of you and Felicia, to be together instead of you and Grace. I mean, they probably do.
Unfortunately so.
They probably do. Or at least they did at one point.
Yeah, I don't really believe she's just like a sister or a
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah, that is probably not the case, but from Grace's perspective, Felicia is someone who has a long history with your family, and they obviously love and respect her, so it's not too far-fetched for her to think that they would want you to end up with Felicia. OP says it's possible, and I'll address this when I talk to her. Thanks. My family and hers never pressured us for a romantic relationship. They actually think it would be quite weird. And Deleted says, I didn't say to change anything, but I don't think it's crazy she's insecure either. And it may mean your relationship may not work out. But I'm curious, does any of your family make comments about you two being together or her family? OP says they actually don't. Once my sister-in-law said something about the two of us ending up together, and the whole family, including Felicia, cringed. My dad said something like, it would be like my son and daughter dated. Okay, well, that's good to know. Good to know.
Okay.
We've got an update. I think we can work through this, maybe.
I think if all parties are willing,
Yeah.
I would put some time into it.
Yeah, if I were Felicia also, I would want to be like putting in the effort to make
Yeah.
it very clear that I have no interest.
Yeah. I also feel like if I was, and who knows,
Yeah.
because I'm not in this position, but I feel like as Felicia, I would have naturally taken a step back when
Yeah.
this man that I'm hanging out with a lot started like dating.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think there's a way to be respectful about it. Update. I guess to the surprise of nobody except for myself, Grace and I broke up. Well, okay, I guess not all parties were willing.
didn't get far at all.
Tough. After posting, I talked with my family and explained the situation, that I didn't communicate well and whatnot. They were actually very understanding, but the mood was still kind of awkward and uncomfortable. Besides that, my youngest brother wasn't on his best behavior and he can hold a grudge. He's 13 though, so I try to cut him some slack. And knowing that Felicia has been helping him with some girl problems, I guess he was scared of losing a big sister figure. He was kind of short and sassy, but nothing too bad. We ended up leaving earlier because I knew she was not feeling very well and I didn't want her to feel pressured or something. We talked during the ride and I apologized for not being very clear and made sure to say I don't have and never had any kind of romantic or spicy feeling for Felicia, and neither does she for me, and that my family doesn't want us to end up together. I think she felt kind of conflicted and asked for a few days to herself. We met up and she broke up with me. Okay,
Yep.
well, there you go.
Yeah. Parties not willing.
No. And said that even though rationally she knows I would never cheat and that she believes me, she can't feel comfortable in a relationship like this.
Which is totally fair, though.
Yeah.
She knows her boundaries. she knows like how she is as a person. I guess it's not even boundaries, but like that it wouldn't be something that she could do. And it's unfortunate that it was 2 years in by the time that you guys went back to your hometown.
Yeah.
But at least she knew right away, and she didn't try for another 2 years, knowing she was gonna hate it and be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and resenting you, and then you're resenting her. It just was like
better to end on like semi good terms than like a resentful mess.
Absolutely. In terms of breakups, it was pretty okay. We both cried, then we talked and laughed, but I think it was for the best. Remaining in the relationship would only hurt us both. Overall, she was my first serious girlfriend.
Well, okay, that too then.
Yeah.
You're still learning anyway. Did we have ages?
23.
Okay, that's young.
Yeah, you were learning. And I'm glad we had this. I'm sure she'll find someone amazing. I'm taking some time off dating, but I'm fine, I guess. Ironically, though, Felicia got a boyfriend. Nice, Felicia. I met him, and they're perfect for each other. I'm happy for her. I told her why Grace and I broke up, and she felt kind of guilty. But I told her it was no one's fault and advised her to explain clearly to her boyfriend. Yeah, let's not wait for the 2 years in mark.
Nope. Straight up. I have this friend back home.
Yeah. Edit. Holy crap. Okay, the responses here have blown up, and they pissed me off enough to edit and clarify some things. Felicia is part of the family. I don't care if she's not approved by the government, not blood related, just a neighbor. We grew up together, and my family treats her like another kid. We cried when she got into her dream college. My parents scolded her when she did something wrong, took her side if they thought she was right, and the opposite too. I do have fault in this situation because I didn't communicate properly with Grace and gave her the wrong impression of what me and Felicia had. I admit this. I talked to her and apologized. I have no romantic feelings for Felicia, nor does my family want us to end up together. Yes, it is possible for a man and a woman to be platonic friends, and that's what we are. I didn't discuss with my family when Grace was there, not really sure why people thought I did. She was out, and I explained to everyone why she felt uncomfortable and made it clear it was a communication issue. Everyone there saying my family shouldn't be involved in our relationships. This wasn't just about us. This was about a family friend. I don't agree with what my brother did and talk with him, but they do have the right to be aware if someone wants their son or brother to cut off contact with someone who is always at the house. I'm not angry at Grace, and she's not angry at me. We have different deal breakers, and that's okay. I can respect this, and she can respect my family dynamic. Stop trying to turn Felicia involvement with my family into a bad thing. It's not. When someone posts about closet guard parents, people are quick to say, choose your own family and similar things. Why is it wrong for Felicia to be close to my family like this? Do we really live in a society so closed off by blood ties that we can't make our own family of choice unless we don't have any other option? I feel sorry for you guys. This mentality of once I get an SO, I don't need anyone else is toxic and immature. By the way, it would be immature for you guys to not listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
It's like, I don't think that people are necessarily being toxic and immature with things. Like, I don't agree that, to be fair, we didn't read the comments, but in my head, I'm not picturing it so much as like, you can never have these friends now that you're with, like, no, like, obviously no one's being like, it's not right to be like, cut off everybody that you've ever talked to because you have a partner now. But at the same time, I think what you could have done that you should do for your next relationship is just like, from the pretty much get-go, start talking more about Felicia in like she is my family friend, this is our dynamic, so that you're not 2 years in and it's not like thrown onto this person the first time you go
Felicia?
home.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. For everyone saying they're glad Grace broke up with me, I'm glad too. She would never be happy in this family dynamic, and I would never be happy if I had to cut Felicia off. We had different values, and that's okay. So yeah, just because this would be a deal breaker for you doesn't mean it's wrong. Get off your high horse. Just because you're uncomfortable with something doesn't mean it's inherently wrong. And OP also says, you're right, I'll work on being more direct and explaining what Felicia means to me and my family, and how she's considered a family friend. I was at fault for this communication issue, and I'll try harder next time. They think the idea of me and Felicia ending up together is really weird to them. I mean, I was there when she pooped in the pool when we were little kids. I can't look at her without seeing this. My parents can't either. Rough for Felicia.
Other stuff that like you don't need to include though.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're talking to next partner, you don't need to be like,
She
well,
pooped in the
obviously
pool.
they wouldn't want us to end up together. We've been together our whole life. No.
Yeah.
Nope, she's your cousin.
She's your cousin.
Use something like that.
I don't think they were extra nice, maybe to someone outside of the family. We're Latinos, so my family is very welcoming and warm. They greet everyone with kisses and hugs, and my grandma adores Felicia. The joke is that she likes her better than everyone, even our dad, her son. But I don't think they were extra nice with her.
It kind of sounds like they were extra nice with her.
I don't think it's anyone's like fault, but I think there are ways that you can make your next partner more comfortable.
Yeah, I would fully agree.
My girlfriend was jealous of my hobby and it ruined everything.
Well, I had a hobby of being a real cool guy, and she couldn't handle it.
My girlfriend Tara and I have been dating for 6 months. I love her a lot and she is everything I could ever want in a significant other. However, she doesn't like the fact that I bake. I'm not talking about getting baked. I love making cakes, pastries, cookies, and all sorts of desserts. By the way, this comes from David Silverfield, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would bake in the comments. Tara says she doesn't feel special when I'm baking. She thinks I bake because I love the activity rather than the reason being that I love her. So I guess she feels inferior to my love of baking? But I like to bake her things because I enjoy making her happy and because it's one of my favorite hobbies. She has been really distant lately. I'm afraid she will break up with me, but she's the only woman I've ever thought about marrying. What should I do? By the way, English is not my first language. Oh, okay, there's actually an edit. Even though most people said Tara was insecure and possibly crazy, other people brought up the fact that maybe she has an eating disorder and gets triggered by an excess of food. Or maybe she just wants to watch her weight and cannot resist my baked goods. But that's not what she said. She said she feels inferior to OP's love of baking.
Yeah.
Anyway, much love to you all for taking time to read all of this and share your thoughts with me. And there are some relevant comments. Jessica Climbs. That all kinds of effed red flags. Hey, Susie, why'd you break up with David? Oh, you know, he bakes crap. Dodge this woman. She has issues. OP says, this made me laugh, but thank you for the perspective. It reminds me of the line from BoJack Horseman. You know, it's funny, when you look at someone through rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags. Deleted says she doesn't feel special when I bake. This girl is crazy. Seriously, don't put up with that crap. OP says, my friends have said the same thing. And top comment, Drunker Clunker says, Tara says she doesn't feel special, blah, blah, blah. She's got issues and they're hers to work out. You should both have hobbies that you love, and having hobbies to love doesn't mean you love each other less. Obviously, she should not be the only thing you love in your life. That's a super unhealthy level of dependency. And I wonder if she's expecting that because that's where she's at. Update 1 month later. For those who didn't see the original post, it was basically about my girlfriend of 6 months who didn't like it when I baked because she said she didn't feel loved or special. So before I could confront Tara about what was bothering her about my baking, she told me via text that she was really busy with work and life stuff and wanted to take a break from our relationship for a bit. Whoa. It was confusing because although she just wanted to be platonic, she would give me mixed signals and we would wind up becoming intimate again like a couple. She sucks. However, this last break was different because I didn't really get to see her because of our conflicting schedules. So we didn't hang out or do anything together. And then about a week after she had asked to go on the break, she called me and told me that she had met someone
I knew it. She's cheating on you, my
She
guy.
had already met that
Yeah.
person.
I think you're the
She
side
just switches
guy.
off. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're my boyfriend during this break, and then I'll go back to that boyfriend. And it's just whoever really works with my schedule at the moment. Final comments. Mr. McPwins says, hey, I'm a guy, but I'm down to play some video games and bake some cookies sometimes. Just offering. OP says, I feel a bromance brewing. Haha, winky face. Comment
like-
1 says, what an insane person. My SO can't have anything that makes them happy. It means they won't spend all their time and attention focusing on me. That is totally her take on that, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's probably not even that. She probably just was seeing someone else and needed to look for the exit strategy and was just like, okay, I'll make it the most unreasonable thing possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's like very, very likely as well. My view of it is whenever she's busy, she leaves him. And then whenever she's with him, she's like, oh, you have to give me all of your time because I'm with you. Otherwise, I just won't be with you.
We've only got
That's what it
room
feels
for one in this bucket.
But comment 2 says, takes a break, and then a week later calls to say she's with someone else. I know this is obvious, but this girl was just looking for a way to break up and not feel guilty. Shame the hobby. OB stands up for himself. She can storm off about respect or tone or some other reason. Comment 3 says, what person dislikes a baker? Do you not want freshly made desserts? And but that actually says deserts. So don't you want freshly made deserts?
First of all, gingerbread men don't really get along with the bakers.
It's true, historically.
By
the way,
read your history books.
Read this next message. You can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to these comments. Do you have any final thoughts?
You are not losing out on anything here. You know, you were just with somebody who was playing your heart.
Truly, the first time someone says, I have to break up with you because I just don't have time, can we just be friends? No. You maybe get like one of those. Maybe. You can maybe come back from one break where you say, hey, I don't have time for a relationship.
Well, I mean, like, if it's the right, like, context or situation, it's like it's not even super unreasonable. It's just like,
but to do it
her
multiple
reasoning
times
is because it's
crazy.
like, oh yeah, I don't know, I just like don't like that you. Well, I guess we don't have the reasoning for the ones before.
I don't know. She said she just works overtime. She just works a lot in advertising. I personally think there are certain situations where a person just can't be in a relationship because they're working a lot, because they have family issues going on. Like, there's a variety of issues, and maybe that break is reasonable for that one moment. But most times, especially with work, like, that's gonna exist for a long time. So if you can't push through that, like, work through that together, then is that relationship gonna work at all?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Comment 4 says, I had to go up and check the ages again, but dang, 10 years and older than her, and OP felt like this was marriage material. The best possible outcome is that he's a nice dude with a safe hobby, whose biological clock is ticking, and who wants to settle down. I think we all know what the worst case scenario would look like, unfortunately. Comment 5 says, okay, one thing I don't see answered. Was he baking while they were hanging out? Because I could see that being legitimately annoying. However, assuming this isn't the case, at face value, she sounds ridiculous. On the other hand, age gap. Thinking marriage after 6 months of a rocky relationship? Tara doesn't like my baking, but I bake because I enjoy making her happy. Suspect they both dodged bullets. How old were they? I think y'all are just at very different life stages, honestly. I think you that comment was pretty accurate. I think that you are ready for marriage, and she is still at like the height of her very busy career, which still doesn't give her the right to go on a break every 2 seconds, but should be an indicator to you if you want to get married right now, that maybe you should find someone else. But that's the end of that story. My girlfriend wanted a procedure, but the real reason shattered me.
This is so vague. I don't even have a quippy thing for it. I'm just like, whatever could you mean?
Some backstory. Oh, perfect. We've been together about 1.5 years, and we get along fabulously. I love her like crazy. We've had a rough patch, but we made it through, and now we're great. We say I love you all the time, regular dates, rarely fight, etc. Great dynamic. By the way, this comes from Hister. What now? And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia. I'm Riley. But we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, we are both child-free. It was one of the first things we bonded over. She's been planning to get her tubes tied when she was 30. Since before we met, she has an IUD now, so permanent birth control is nothing new. I support her decision completely. But then a couple days ago, we were talking, and the topic of how she'll be 30 soon came up, and the surgery. Then she drops on me totally casually that instead of getting her tubes tied, she's leaning towards getting her uterus completely taken out. I'll admit I'm not the most medically savvy, but from what I know and looked up about it, it doesn't seem safe or logical, especially at her age, so it was kind of a bombshell. I said I thought it had too many health risks and could send her into menopause from what I know about it. She just kept repeating that she knows what she's talking about and it's fine and not to question her. From what I know, her periods aren't very heavy or painful, and there's no history of cancers, so I have no idea what brought this on. It escalated to a heated argument that led to her saying she wished she hadn't said anything and that it's not my body, and storming out of the room. That was a few days ago, and things are still chilly. Neither of us have said anything on the topic. So what the heck? She won't say why, and from what I've researched on the procedure, it A, seems completely unnecessary, B, could be / is harmful for a woman her age, and C, good luck finding a doctor who will do it. She's usually super into her health and weighing the risks and benefits, so I don't get it. Am I missing something here, or am I just being an unsupportive jackbutt? And there are some comments. Common one says you don't have to broach the subject or talk about it at all because they won't remove a perfectly healthy organ. If she has normal periods, no fibroids, no cancer, it's not coming out. It's beyond too dangerous to perform this on a healthy person for no reason, and it will not happen. It's not a birth control option. It's not elective, period. A doctor will tell her this in due time, so this is not your problem. Stop worrying about this. I just need to correct you, menopause. That's only if they remove the ovaries along with the uterus, which isn't necessarily and not part of an average hysterectomy. 2, you've been getting some frankly crap advice here. No offense, but this sub seems to have been filled with people who immediately jammed cotton into their ears the minute they saw something about women's reproductive organs and stopped paying attention to reality. You should absolutely be worried about your girlfriend. Heck, my fiance has a cold and I'm worried about her health. If her response to a cold was I should get my sinuses removed, I'd be super concerned. While it's probably true she won't find a doctor worth her salt who will provide one, if she's set on it, she'll be able to get one way or another. And that's very concerning. As for what you should do here, step back and give it a little time before you guys talk about it again. Let cooler heads prevail, as it were. Ask lots of questions and come in without, or seemingly without, judgments. A hysterectomy is not a my body, my choice thing. That's a major surgery with very long-term effects. If her reasons are nothing but 0% of babies and no more periods, then she does not have good reasons. Comment 3 says, of course it's not your body, but you love her and you want what's best for her. So you felt the need to tell her your concerns, and it's unfortunate that that was in the form of a heated argument, but the complete removal of an organ is not a trifle matter. And there is an update. Wow, this really blew up. I've read through all the replies and want to address a few things, especially for anyone who didn't read the original post. I'm not being mistreated. I'm not being manipulated. The hysterectomy idea was brought up as an option to permanent sterilization. It's part of an ongoing conversation. We are child-free. She had planned to get her tubes tied when she turned 30 since before she met me. It probably would not have escalated to this if I had just said, okay. It was when I reacted strongly that she got defensive. Therapy, particularly couples therapy, was already suggested between us, and we're probably going to go for it. She admitted she has some baggage surrounding her previous bedroom relationships, and because I wasn't listening and she figured that getting her ovaries out was a potential solution to something. I didn't think it was needed to go into detail like this, but she said when we were talking that she was surprised at how heated she got over the issue. She also realized after the fact no doctor would take her ovaries out voluntarily. For the people that missed it, we generally communicate pretty well. I just missed the spicy sleep talk from her for 6 months. Again, something that can hopefully be addressed with therapy. If every bump in the road or accidental miscommunication is breakup worthy, jeepers, good luck to you guys. I got a lot of advice on the last post from all points of view and a couple of messages, so I figured I'd do an update. First off, she didn't actually want a hysterectomy. It was a cry for help or red flag. Also, I'm an idiot. So the day after I made the post, I wanted to clear the air because, like I said, things were chilly and off. So I sat down with her and I had a whole apology planned out about doubting her judgment. And clearly she knows her body, and I was just worried because I love her and I support her and so on and so forth. But I only got partway in before she got upset, told me it doesn't matter because she knows she can't get one and it's not happening. Then I got really confused and said if it's what she wants, then I'll help her get one and find the right doctor and we can do our research together. She yelled that she doesn't want one and to drop it and leave her alone. Then she burst into tears and stormed out of the apartment. See, OP, this is why I really feel like you need to, I mean, it seems like you tried to go one way, didn't work. Tried to go the other way, didn't work. I think we just need to go middle of the road and say, why do we want it? And
Yeah,
that's
but I will say it does sound like she does not want to talk about it.
Yes, I agree. But it seems like OP's, I understand
There
why.
are extremes occurring.
Yes, it's like, I'm fully on board. I don't need any information. It's like, I don't think either of those ones are going to work. I think it's just, hey, why do we feel like this? So I'm super confused and worried at this point. I didn't call because when she gets this upset, it's better to leave her be. But I sent her a text telling her I love her and I want to fix whatever's going on. She came back an hour later, still crying, and said she needs to talk and tell me something. I was completely braced for the worst, that she'd cheated or was pregnant, but I think what she actually said hurt more. She wanted the hysterectomy as a last-ditch resort to intentionally unalive her spicy drive. Remember how I mentioned we had a rough patch? About 6 months ago. Well, I thought everything was better than ever since then, but what I didn't notice was I've coincidentally taken on some bigger projects at work since then, which has upped my stress levels, and I didn't notice we've been having less and less spicy sleep. She pointed out that we only had spicy sleep twice in the past month, and I don't initiate. Girl, we didn't have to jump to, let's get a hysterectomy. Let's just talk.
Yeah. I mean, what did I say earlier today? It's like the constant lesson being learned of you just got to communicate. You just got to communicate.
She also told me her last 3 relationships ended with passed away bedrooms where her partners refused to work on it. So she was scared it's happening to her again. She then told me that if it keeps happening to her, that there must be something wrong with her and how awful she feels. So she just wanted to not feel anything spicy-wise. By the way, I want you to feel like you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story, but ouch. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is just, you just have to, slowly, wean it out of her.
Like the information.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the uterus.
The information.
No, it really is like that should have been, those feelings should have been talked about way earlier before you go to medical.
Yeah, a huge medical change. That's we don't need any procedure that's gonna literally affect your life forever. But I'm glad she finally told you, and I hope that you can listen and make those changes.
I know, I'm curious to see how this ends.
Honestly, the whole thing is heartbreaking and I felt so guilty. She had brought up the spicy sleep thing a few times before, but I hadn't taken it seriously enough, and I guess she just gave up. Ugh. Anyways, I felt like garbage, and I've spent every day since trying to make it up to her. And yes, we've been having spicy sleep. I've also committed to making sure I initiate and to actually listen before things snowball. She's happier, she's incredible, I'm much better for actually getting some too. And I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And all's well that ends well. There we go. That's all just communication saves the day. Another story saved by communication. But folks, that's the end of that story and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.
I told my girlfriend no, and now I'm a bare minimum boyfriend.
If he wanted to, he would.
My girlfriend and I have been dating for a few months, and we've gotten into a few fights already. Apart from these fights, it has been a great relationship where neither of us can go a day without talking to each other. We're always planning to spend time together, and I found that all of my free time is spent with her. By the way, this comes from Persimmon Necessary 14, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comment. As OP says, I'm giving a tremendous amount of effort to make this work because I really love her, but I'm afraid she might be taking things for granted. With that context, we've had a few bad fights that are really making me reconsider if we're truly compatible. From my perspective, I feel like I do a lot to show her that I care and am making a great effort to be a good boyfriend. For example, I took her on a week-long road trip to Miami for her birthday. It was the first time I've ever booked a suite because I wanted it to be special, since it was the first time we were celebrating a birthday together. I made a couple of reservations on her actual birthday and only did what she wanted to do because this trip was all about her. On the day we were supposed to leave, we got into a mini fight after she asked if I could help her pack since I'd finished packing already and was relaxing. I told her I was really tired, but ultimately gave in to help her. We had a small talk afterwards, and I expressed that she simply requests too many things from me sometimes, and that I have a limit. We settled it with a mission to work on our communication. When I'm feeling overwhelmed by her requests, I'll let her know and she'll tone them down. No biggie, right? The next fight was a couple weeks later, when we were both hanging out at my place after a long day, and she asked me to go downstairs to get her a glass of water, a small request that I should have no problem with. However, I felt extremely tired this time, and although I usually get her water whenever she asks, I asked if she could get it herself since she knows where everything is, and I have no roommates. Okay. We both ended up just falling asleep for a couple hours. I woke up because I had to use the bathroom, and during this time, she asked again for the glass of water. Since I was already up, I went to get it and brought it up to her. After I handed it to her, I dropped back down on the bed, exhausted and wanting to go back to sleep right away. She finished drinking and touched my arm with the glass, indicated that she wanted me to put it down on the ground for her. I was so tired and didn't want to, so I ignored it. This made her mad, so she touched my arm again with it, adding a grunt. I got annoyed and blurting out, "I'm good, bro." This made her livid, and we started fighting until I apologized for what I said and hoped that was the end of it. I also want to note that we were on good terms in between these fights. Everything goes smoothly until I refuse to do one of her requests. I'm gonna pause so quickly.
Go ahead.
OP, the way that you're refusing the requests.
Yeah.
Not that you're refusing them.
Yeah, I agree. If I did that to Riley and I was just like, hello,
Like put it on the ground.
yeah, or like
Or
give
just
me
like,
water. Yeah, he would just like look at me and like joke at me like, you could do it, you
Right,
know?
he'd be like, come on, you could put it on the ground
Yeah,
too.
in like the way that we already joke about things.
Right, but turning around and being like, come on, bro, or not
You're like,
now, bro.
I'm good, like, or just straight up ignoring it. Like,
Right.
I feel like
I'd
we
be like,
can
I
do
know
this
you
better.
didn't fall asleep that quickly. Just put the water on the ground.
Yeah, like, come on.
Or I'm gonna crawl over you really dramatically to put the water
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
ground.
Like, if he's just closer to the ground, I feel like
Yeah.
that's so valid for him to just do that.
Yeah, to put it on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like to put it. Yeah.
I don't want them to
It's-
think you meant
No,
ignoring
I
it.
didn't even think about that. Like, it's so, if he's closer to the ground and can reach the floor a lot easier, it's so valid for him to just put the water down.
Put the water on the
it's
ground.
So easy.
I'm picturing the bed in like a corner, so she's not
Yeah,
even near
right?
it, but I could be wrong. The next fight was when we got home after a long day. She was so sleepy, she went straight to my bed without brushing or putting on her retainer, which she needs to wear nightly because she got Invisalign. I tried to convince her to brush her teeth before we got into bed, but she's very hard to get up once she's already down. So I went to brush without her and got ready for bed. When I was done, I didn't want to just let her sleep without putting her retainer on, so I tried to get her up. I felt I was annoying her, but it worked. She got up and went to brush as I laid down because I was tired. She normally likes it when I stand behind her when she brushes so she can feel my presence, and she requested it again this time. I usually say yes, but this time I was really tired, so I told her to just please brush on her own and join me in bed after she's done. The sooner she finishes, the sooner we can be physically together again. The bathroom is attached to my bedroom, so I was literally like 10 feet away from her. She got really upset and refused to brush until I got up and stood next to her. I told her she was being ridiculous, and this made her even more mad. She sat there on my toilet for what seemed like the next half hour while I stayed in bed. She eventually got it done and joined me in bed, and we both just let it go in the morning. We were good for a little bit until the other day when I was working in DC and decided to get a drink with an old friend after work. During this time, she asked if she and her friend could crash at my place for a little bit. I let them use my place to hang out while I was out and was excited to see her when I got back. We got to hang out with her friend too, and when she had to go, she offered to take my girlfriend home so that I didn't have to drive and come back as they live near each other. Everyone agreed it was a good idea. I took advantage of this by getting ready for bed early because I had work again the next day. I was already in bed when she got home, and she wanted to call to say goodnight. I answered her call right away with enthusiasm and was ready to have a nice goodnight call and go to bed. That is, until she asked if we could FaceTime instead. I nicely told her that I didn't want to because I would have to get up from bed, turn on my lights, which would disturb my sleep, and that I was really tired. Once again, dude, didn't need to do all that. Put the brightness up on your phone.
Yeah. Have the phone be your light.
Could we just say goodnight over the phone? She got really mad that I was refusing to get on FaceTime and angrily said, well, I don't want to just talk to nothing, so I guess goodnight. To which I said, all right, good night. And she hung up. The next day I texted her first, hoping she wasn't still mad, but she made it obvious with her one-word replies. She had plans to see her friends that night, so she said, I'll be busy, so I'll talk to you later, which was fine. I gave her that space. You guys also never finish your fight. Have a conversation.
Yeah, I honestly, have so many thoughts about how these people should not be together.
So many thoughts. The following day, we had plans for the whole day. It was supposed to be another date night I'd planned for us, and I'd gotten us tickets for a pottery painting thing. The plan was for me to pick her up from her friend's place, which is like a 40-minute drive, so I texted her first thing in the morning to let me know when she wanted me to come so that I could prepare. She didn't reply for a couple of hours, and then she finally said that she was just going to Metro home and stay home for the day. This made me pretty upset because I'd been waiting around all morning since I promised her I would pick her up. I let my emotions take over me and asked if she was just going to forget about all our plans today. She got really angry with me and said that she never planned on skipping out on the date, but if I was going to have this nasty attitude, we might as well. We didn't fix things in time before the event, so the tickets went to waste. So now it's the next day, and we're still going back and forth about how I feel like I'm doing so much for her, but it's never enough. And the moment I say no to one of her requests, she gets angry and it blows up into a big thing. She says she appreciates everything I do, but if I can't do these simple asks, then I'm not even doing the bare minimum as a boyfriend. I just can't seem to see her side or agree with her because I feel like I'm doing so much. I dedicate all my free time to spend with her, I pay for mostly everything, and I even drive her to DC multiple times just so she can hang out with her friends safely so she doesn't have to Metro while I wait for her to be done and take her home. And because I said no a few times to requests that I think are a little bit silly and unnecessary, she's accusing me of not doing the bare minimum. I really want this to work, and if it's me, why do I feel burnt out by all her requests? Am I just a bad boyfriend? Thanks in advance for any advice. We have an update. Let me hear it, Ange. Tell me your thoughts.
Okay, I think these guys are just straight up not compatible at all. I see both of their sides.
Same.
Yeah, I understand if the girl is like, okay, yeah, sometimes, like you said, there are just some small things where it's like,
Right.
come on, this stuff is fun and
So
just
easy.
yeah, small little sweet things of what we could do when we hang out with each other. It's just relationship stuff.
Yeah.
So I can understand wanting your partner to do that. But I also understand that demanding it every time and getting mad over not doing every little thing is exhausting.
Yeah. Because it does sound like he's still planning some really nice outings and is doing
Yeah.
a lot for her. So
Yeah.
I would take offense if I did all that and they were
Sure.
like, you're doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, totally.
In the same thing, though. Dude,
Yeah.
FaceTime her for 30 seconds.
Yeah. I think that the way he's going about things like
Yeah.
that are definitely also not great.
Yeah.
Saying oh, you don't want me to go stand by you? Oh, you're being so ridiculous. It's oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay, that does not need to be our response to stuff
Right.
like that.
Update. We had a long conversation where we both just listened to each other's perspectives without being defensive. She's going to start taking accountability for her overreactions and be more mindful of being too needy. She does not think that I'm a boyfriend who only does the bare minimum, and she apologized for saying that. But she does agree that maybe she cares more about the little thing. By the way, I care about you guys listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is. Search up OK Storytime. We've got a little bit left to this story.
Let's just jump right
Let's
into
do
it.
So for me, I think I'll lessen the gifts, planning trips, and taking her out to eat so much so that I don't feel burnt out. I'll focus more on being more present with her without the flashiness, doing smaller acts of service, and taking more time for myself instead of catering to her world all the time. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and chalking all of this up to immaturity rather than emotional manipulation. Don't agree with that sentence, buddy. I don't think that she's being immature or emotionally manipulating you.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But if it doesn't get better, then I know what I need to do. But that's the end of the story.
My mother-in-law suspected me of infidelity. Now I want to tell her to F off.
It's none of your business.
My partner and I have been together for 12, going on 13 years now. 8 years ago, his mother lost her driver's license due to degenerative issues in her brain from a stroke she had. When that happened, it wasn't long before we gave up our place in a small city and moved up north to a much smaller town to help her out. By the way, this comes from user Sassy Redhead, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you would do in the comments, as OP says. In the beginning, things were fine, but as time has gone on, she and I seem to be having more and more issues. And it's coming to the point now where I want to pack my things and leave. For years now, ever since she lost her license, she's been asking me weird and pointed questions with a strong undertone of accusation. It doesn't matter if I'm going to work or to hang out with some friends. There's always seems to be some sort of problem whenever I go somewhere. Where are you going? What time will you be back? Will you be home for dinner? What about Luna, the dog? These questions used to be minor and occasional, but now this happens even if I'm just going to the grocery store. February of this year, I was informed that my mom's brother has been in the hospital because he has stage 4 cancer in his larynx. This has been especially tough to watch happen as he is a musician and can no longer sing or talk. He didn't have kids, and I'm the closest thing he has. I like visiting not only to spend time with him, but it makes him happy. He still lives around the corner from my old place in my old neighborhood, 2.5 hours away from where I currently live. In the beginning, when I started to go visit, it was very noticeable problem for my mother-in-law, mainly because I can't bring my dog, but I always felt intuitively that the dog was being used as a scapegoat for something else. She acts very unexcited, almost bothered about the fact that I'm going to see him for a couple of days. When I confronted her about my uncle being an issue for her, I always make sure my partner is there as a witness. And I am very, very respectful because I was taught more respect than that. She plays it off very innocently, as if she wasn't being passive-aggressive to me before I left in person. She's made of darkness? She plays it off very innocently, as if she wasn't being passive-aggressive to me before I left in person, and while I was there, through text message. Now let me make it clear that I am no fool. I am positive that my partner is having conversations about me with his mom while I am not there. I'm fully aware that he is jealous and insecure. He has never been outright aggressive with me and is supportive of me going to see my uncle, but he wants me to be in constant communication with him, and I refuse to do that.
So the problem isn't just mother-in-law. It's your partner is also feeding into that delusion.
That's right. I am not going to give constant attention to him. I invited him everywhere I go. He's an anxious homebody who doesn't like to go anywhere and wants to sleep in his own bed. I get it, but I'm not going to let those issues become my problems as well. I've always been a social person who likes to go out and have fun. Last night, while I was driving to my uncle's place, I was on the phone with my partner while he was walking our dog. He got frustrated while having a phone in one hand and the leash in the other, and because it was dark, he hung up on me and said, he'll call me back, and he never did. The drive was one of the smoothest drives I've ever had going to my uncle's place. There was no nighttime construction on the highway, no traffic jams, and I made it there in record time. I walked in, and he was resting. He got up right away and was excited to see me. We watched some TV and chatted a bit, but I was tired and went up to bed after about 2 hours of arrival. I completely forgot about my partner because, to be frank, I'm not as needy as he is. I woke up to 3 text messages, 2 from him and 1 from my mother-in-law. My partner asked, did you make it there? In one, and the other saying, whatever, at around 3 a.m. At 8:30 a.m., I received a text from his mother saying, Why didn't you call last night? He thinks you're screwing around on him. And honestly, I've thought that for a while now.
I think that if your partner thinks that about you, then that relationship is pretty much over.
I was shocked and appalled. I had no idea whether to freak out or move out, but every time I go to see a movie with friends or go to work on my day off to take care of a client, I've deep down always known that all that passive aggression was really about this. I don't even know if that's what it's about or if she is just jealous of me. Jealous of the fact that I drive and she doesn't. And I can go see my friends and take trips whenever I want and she can't. That would be pretty frustrating. I don't know if the answer to that frustration is like...
take it out on you? Well, I feel like maybe she said that and then the, OP's partner kind of believed it a little bit and he's like, oh, you're probably right. And then she got, it's like this little echo chamber where they're each pushing each other further and further.
She goes, a woman's intuition is never wrong, especially when she's your mummy.
Yeah.
It's really starting to feel like she just doesn't like me and only puts up with me because if I leave, she knows her son will too and she'll be alone. I've always tried to be the bigger person. I practice stoicism and I am not able to stoop to the level of a 70-year-old insecure, passive-aggressive, manipulative person. But my patience is wearing thin, and part of me thinks it would feel really good to just let her have it while I'm on my way out the door. And by the way, you never have to leave out of our door, because we constantly upload full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen until this mother-in-law stops being annoying, which is never.
Yep, gonna take a long time.
It's forever you'll be listening. That's just the way we like it.
Yeah, I don't think the issue is just the mother-in-law, as I've been saying. I think the issue is that your partner is also bad.
Your partner,
you should be on the you should be on the way out the door.
You're partly dartly, tiddly oodly. Why does that always happen at the funniest time?
Wrong. It's the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the way where it stays on.
It's the wrong way.
Here is the rest of this story. The thing I hate the most is that I still feel bad. I know with her health issues and what I perceive to be mild symptoms of the start of dementia, my partner will be left to deal with all of that on his own. Am I the a-hole if I tell her to F off and say the things that have been on my mind for the past 13 years? I want to stand up for myself, but I also don't want this to change things between me and my partner or possibly be the end of our relationship.
It should be the end of your relationship. It should be. The thing is that it will change things between you guys, and it should because your partner thinks that you're cheating on him.
Yeah, is he cheating on you?
Yeah. I think you might be projecting.
I feel caught between a rock and a hard place, and any advice is welcome, and that is the end.
My girlfriend chose her best friend over me in a country where I knew no one.
Well, you can start to meet new people at least.
My 22 male girlfriend, 21 female, and I have been together for 6 months. It was a long-distance relationship. We met online for a while before we decided that I come visit and stay with her for a month since I work from home. It's been 2 weeks since I came to visit with her. By the way, this comes from Throwaway R4, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And Opie says, a little background. My girlfriend has 2 best friends, a male and female, who are dating, and they're all close. They sleep over at each other's place often, drive each other around, and go on vacations together. Her female BFF, I'll call her Allison, 21 female, is just a tiny bit controlling in my opinion. She would always tell girlfriend to sleep at her place in bed with her, refusing to drive her back, and insist that if they're hanging out, it's no phones, no excuses. It was fine with me because girlfriend has her own life and her own boundaries, and if she was cool with that, then sure. So I invited girlfriend and her best friend to go karting, my treat. It was fine. After the race, Allison started freaking out with a full-blown panic attack. We went to a quiet corner of the place, and I gave them some space, and she's not really more than an acquaintance to me yet, and I didn't want to intrude. I overheard Allison telling girlfriend and Allison's boyfriend that she wouldn't be comfortable sleeping alone that night.
That seems a little suspicious.
Yeah, wait, I'm sorry. Is she asking for both of them to sleep in the same bed with her?
No. I think she's just asking for, I don't know.
The original plan was for Allison's boyfriend to drive me and girlfriend back to girlfriend's place. Then Allison and her boyfriend would sleep at Allison's house. With what Allison was saying about not sleeping alone, I thought she just meant she wanted her boyfriend around. Apparently, she meant she wanted girlfriend to sleep over too. Allison is either in love with your girlfriend or incredibly codependent. I looked at girlfriend, who seemed fine with it, and inside I was like, what the F? I tried asking all three of them for a compromise. Maybe girlfriend and I could ride back to Allison's house with them until Allison fell asleep. Then we'd take a lift to girlfriend's place. Or if there was a couch I could occupy, since it would be awkward to be alone at someone else's house. Allison's boyfriend didn't mind, but it wasn't his place. Allison said no. Girlfriend didn't want to make Allison upset and said no. And then she told me I could just take a lift back to her place alone while she slept at Allison's. At this point, I was getting upset. I was in a different country staying with my girlfriend, and then she up and ditched me because her best friend told her to. I just emotionally shut down then because I felt like girlfriend wasn't considering my circumstances. I told girlfriend she was being ridiculous, babying Allison so much, and that she may as well be Allison's mom. I would understand her ditching me if it was a bigger medical emergency or something, but I felt like girlfriend was choosing Allison over me when I had nothing in this country besides girlfriend. Then she called me an a-hole and left with her best friends. I went to a nearby 24-hour cafe for the night because girlfriend didn't get to hand me the key card to her apartment before they left. It's been 2 days and our conversations have been short and tense. Am I the a-hole in this situation? And we've got an update, but what do you think?
No.
No, this is weird.
You are the victim in this charade.
This is L'Estrange.
Estrange.
You're the victim. No, this is really weird. I don't understand why your girlfriend, I don't know, is so willing to go along with this extreme codependency on Allison's part. Maybe she's also codependent, your girlfriend. But yeah, no, this is strange. Are they all sleeping in the same bed? What's going on here?
Estrange.
What's going on?
What is going on?
Girlfriend apologized for forgetting to give me the key card. Oh my goodness, wait.
Huh?
Oh, wait, I totally misread that. I went to a nearby 24-hour cafe for the night because girlfriend didn't get to hand me the key card. So OP had to go to a random 24-hour cafe because he couldn't get into her apartment.
There was nowhere to go.
She literally left him stranded in another country that he wasn't familiar with because her friend said, I really need my boyfriend and my best friend to sleep with me. I would break up with her. That's it.
Yeah, truly. I'm going on a solo adventure now.
Yeah, I'm exploring the country without you.
Yeah.
Girlfriend apologized for forgetting to give me the key card. I don't believe it was malicious, but still stands by choosing Allison. I apologize for being immature in my wording, but still think girlfriend babies Allison too much. For more context, other things Allison has done. Allison insisted for girlfriend to stay the night at her place by hiding girlfriend's things or refusing to drive girlfriend back.
So, but see now, your girlfriend is also entertaining all of this nonsense.
Yep, because she agreed to stay with Allison. Allison got angry when girlfriend made a new female friend who was friendly and touchy with girlfriend, saying, why are you letting her hug you when you never let me? Allison also yelled at girlfriend when we were long distance relationship and texting, saying that her typing was too loud or her screen was too bright. I asked girlfriend if she liked being around for Allison this way and if she ever saw things changing. She said she doesn't mind that Allison gets overbearing at times because it causes no real harm, except it did.
Are you sure?
Are you sure that your relationship is going to last?
Are you sure about that?
And that she liked being a person Allison could count on, could step on.
Like a bug.
I told her that, yeah, Allison can count on her for sure, but I can't count on girlfriend as a partner if things go on like this. I explained that Allison's actions do cause harm since it left me with nowhere to sleep in a different country. And I don't have anyone else I can count on in this situation. I also said that Allison is going to think it's okay to demand things from everyone, and that she's justified in expecting that from the people around her, and that she's going to live a miserable, stressful life when she discovers that's not how the world works, because girlfriend and Allison's boyfriend are enabling this toxic behavior. Girlfriend started getting upset and denying that would happen. So I let her air those feelings out, but said that if she wants to fix it for her and Allison's sake, she needs to set some appropriate boundaries. I said that if girlfriend couldn't handle setting boundaries between them, then this relationship between us wasn't going to be one worth pursuing, and I would leave and wish her and her best friends well. Nice, OP.
Nice.
And I wish you well only if you listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Yeah. Yeah, girl, yeah.
There is a little bit left to this story. What do you think she's going to do?
I don't know, man. It's crazy to me that she can say that there's no issues being caused by her behavior, by Allison's behavior.
I think that just shows that she doesn't really care about this relationship if she thinks there's no issues.
Like, if she can't identify that as problematic, like, you literally abandoned your partner and had them locked out of the place they were staying so that you could go snuggle up to some girl and her boyfriend, mind you, in the same room, which is weird.
Weird.
I was about to say, if my girlfriend did that and then I was like, well, if somehow I feel like if it was you, it wouldn't
you know what?
be that bad.
I know,
But like,
and
only,
now I'm thinking
only
about
because
it.
I know you and your boyfriend. And y'all, like, I would just be like, wow, whatever's happening must be really extreme. So I'll just roll with that. But also, if she had like,
see that happening.
If that happened and she like left me locked in like a place and like didn't let me out, I'd be a little upset. I'd be upset about that.
Girlfriend chose to set boundaries. No spending nights at Allison's anymore unless Allison gets therapy for her control issues. We asked Allison's boyfriend to come over while Allison was at work so we could talk about how else to suggest and encourage therapy for Allison and find out if he had any boundaries that he felt were being violated too. Thanks for all the comments and judgment. Quite a few told me to break up with girlfriend immediately, but I couldn't in good conscience leave things as they were without trying to work them out since I really like girlfriend and see a future with her. P.S. They are not a throuple and girlfriend sleeps on the pullout. Okay. Or in the other room when all three of them are at Allison's place. If Allison does want a poly arrangement with girlfriend, that's not something girlfriend would entertain as far as I know. As far as you know.
Which means you don't.
You don't know.
I told a girl my stepson was seeing other people. My husband thinks I went too far.
Yeah, you might have.
I, 42 female, have been married to my husband Steve, 43 male, for about 2 years now. He has one son, Josh, 21 male, with his ex-wife. They've been divorced for about 10 years, but it was amicable, and we all get along well. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Girls Surgery, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to read this story. We might give some advice, we might not. We don't know the answers to all of life's questions, but we'll try our best, and you can tell us what you would do down in the comments, and OP says. Josh is living with Steve and I while he's finishing his degree at a nearby university. We certainly aren't close, but we usually get along pretty well, and he's always respectful to me, which I appreciate. The one part that's really awkward to me is that he has hooked up with multiple girls that he brings over to the house. I don't know why he chooses to take them here. Our basement is pretty nice and entirely finished, along with a big TV, so I guess it's a cool place to hang out for some privacy.
I don't know why he takes all these girls to his basement. His cool basement room with the big TV.
No one has been able to figure out why he takes these girls back to his cool man cave.
What's he doing in there with all those girls in the basement of his big TV?
He's teaching them how to thumb wrestle.
I thought you said he's DJing them.
I transmorgify you into a vinyl record.
It's that little kid who's like dancing in the club. Like,
I'm talking. I see these girls several times a week. It's pretty rare that I see repeat girls, but usually it's only for a possible second time. If he's not at our house, he's usually with friends or at someone else's apartment. He's never woken us up because he lives in the basement and enters through the back door. I like to sit out on our back porch to read when I can't sleep, so I actually see the girls' faces pretty often. There's a bathroom in the basement, but we've had some piping issues, so the toilet and shower don't work. I'll tell you who's not having any piping issues. Your roommate.
oh, I thought that was her son. Isn't it her stepson? Yeah, isn't that her stepson?
I'm sorry. I was a little out of pocket. Sometimes I'll be in my office late at night finishing up some work, so occasionally I'll walk out to see some girl I've never met, trying to see which door is the bathroom. I also see them eating breakfast in our kitchen almost every time. That was definitely a shock the first time, seeing some girl I've never met trying to figure out my toaster, and taking the last bagel. Let's just say I've learned to hide my personal breakfast stuff in the back of the pantry. Usually, Josh briefly introduces and tells us her name. I have no idea why. They always leave pretty quickly after that, so I guess it isn't a big issue as long as they don't make a mess. It feels awkward to me, but Steve says Josh is a young adult, and we should let him have fun, as long as it's responsible. I can understand that, so I've never gone outside my lane until recently. Over the past couple months or so, I've noticed that he's brought one girl over about 4 to 5 times now. Her name is Casey, and I think she's a junior. The first time, it was around 10 p.m., and she got out of the bathroom while I was in the kitchen getting myself a snack. She saw me walking back into my office, and she mentioned my degree hanging on the wall that she saw. I was surprised, but she started up a little conversation because she's majoring in the same field of study, thank God. College. I asked her where Josh was, and she awkwardly laughed before saying he had fallen asleep while watching a movie. We had a little chat at breakfast, too, and I thought Josh had finally found himself a full-time girlfriend. That dream crashed and burned when I saw him walking in with some different girl from where I was sitting on the deck. He also had one other hookup during the time I had originally met Casey. His love life is his business, so I said nothing. A few days after that, I saw Casey once again. She seemed to genuinely like Josh, so I felt guilty not mentioning anything, but I didn't want to pry into his personal life. Josh had a meeting or something he had to run off to the last morning I saw them. Casey offered to help me load the dishwasher before she left. Steve was already gone. I was touched and said yes. While we were together, she offhandedly mentioned that it was kind of sweet how Josh introduced her to his parents so early on. It shows that he was committed from the start. She giggled and mentioned something about getting the hard parts of a relationship out of the way, and being with him made her happy. I just couldn't do it. She was so nice and innocent, I just felt bad. I tried to coolly ask her if they were official and exclusive. She seemed confused and said, yeah, like it was obvious.
No. And at that point, I would be telling the truth.
I tried to stay calm and collected about it, but I ended up telling her that in the time she's been here, I've seen him bring a couple different girls over. I quickly said I have no idea about the specifics of their relationship, but I feel like she's a beautiful young woman who deserves to be with someone who is as committed as her. She teared up a bit and excused herself. She seemed so taken off guard and sad, I can only assume she had no idea. I felt really bad, but she seemed so nice, I thought it was better to tell her now, before they got more serious. I guess one possibility was that they had some open relationship agreement I knew nothing about, but considering how she reacted, I don't think that was the case. When Josh got home later that night, he seemed pissed. He said I had no right exposing his personal business like that. I made Casey cry and be angry with him, and ended their relationship. This made me mad, and I said he was in the wrong. And he was the one that made her so heartbroken by not being honest with her. He can make his own choices, and I won't force him otherwise, but he can't honestly expect his actions to never have consequences. He stormed away and hasn't talked to me since. Steve said he understood my moral dilemma, but I'm not Josh's mother, and I crossed a boundary. But see, at the same time, you can use that argument that it's like you weren't even acting in the capacity of his mother. You were just acting in the capacity of one human conversing with another human. Who was, what was her name, Chloe?
No.
What was it? Casey.
That's, that is definitely a thing that OP's son has said. What's your name? It's Chloe, right? And she's like, no, it's Casey. And he's like, yeah, that's what I said.
That's what I just said, dude.
Oh, okay. I guess I misheard you.
Josh is at that age where he'll do stupid crap like this, and we should step back to let him make his own mistakes. He said he felt bad for Casey too, but it was none of our business. He's asked me to just apologize for overstepping, and he'll get Josh to apologize for yelling, and we can put this whole fight and mess behind us. At first, I thought I was right, but now I'm wondering if I was too pushy and let the whole thing get too personal. I don't want to endanger my future relationship with my stepson as he gets older and seem like some overbearing step monster. Obviously, I know they had only been together for a short amount of time, but obviously she personally felt committed and thought Josh felt the same. I feel like if I hadn't said anything, she would have stayed for months or even years and only then found out he had done something like he did. I think that's a stretch. At least now she knows and can make an informed choice if she really wants to continue this relationship, knowing the whole truth. Or is that just me being nitpicky? I don't even know anymore. By the way, I know you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio and the rest. Wherever you listen to podcast platforms, just search OK Storytime, and there you have it. Honestly, it's not even the random hookups that bother me the most. It felt awkward, but I mean, I've gotten used to them over time. I just felt bad for Casey. Exactly, dude. You were just having a conversation with a person, and this happened. Obviously, she thought they were exclusive, and she seemed to like Josh a lot. She's very sweet, and from personal experience, I know how awful it can feel to be strung along and cheated on. Wasn't really trying to mother Josh. He's a grown man and can make his own mistakes. That doesn't mean Casey has to get dragged up into all of that. I felt obligated to tell Casey since I've been through something similar and I know how heartbreaking it can be. I'm wondering if I should have just minded my own business. Am I the a-hole? I would say everyone sucks here because, like, nobody really got to the root of it, which was just, like, I don't know, everything that we've said.
Yeah. And we got to the root of it, so we don't suck. Kim says, you're in your 20s, you're supposed to be selfish. And he's taking that to heart.
And there's honestly too much stuff we don't know to even, like, declare morally what is going on. We can fill in the gaps and just, like, if you fill in the gaps this way, it's really bad. If you fill in the gaps this way, it's kind of just like an unfortunate thing. And, you know, you should know better.
Wait, say the fill in the gaps.
You fill in the gap.
When Dakota was doing, he was like, when you fill in the gaps, and it was like,
but yeah, I don't know. You just needed to be like, man, because this is what happens. You gotta be honest. You gotta make it clear, or people get hurt. And he's not prioritizing making it clear.
My girlfriend borrowed my car. She came back without the car, the keys, or an explanation.
I think she needs to not be your girlfriend anymore, yeah?
I am 33. I received an inheritance when I was 24 and used it to buy a condo in downtown Vancouver, a short walk away from where I work. Stephanie is 28. We started dating 3 years ago, and she has been living here for the last 2 years. As I own the place outright, I don't charge her rent. I also make much more, so I pay for pretty much everything else, too. By the way, this comes from Because Neil. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah. And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in these situations. So let us know what you do in the comments. NOP says, Saturday morning about a month ago, she told me she was going to a family dinner. Her parents live about an hour drive away. In the time that we have been together, I've gone with her to family dinner about 30 to 40 times over the 3 years. But this time, I wasn't invited. She told me they were having a family meeting to discuss what to do with Grandma, who was showing signs of dementia. Her brother and aunt from out of town were coming too. I own a car, and she wanted to borrow it. So, she leaves in the afternoon. Around 10 p.m., I get a text that she had a few glasses of wine with her mom and is going to spend the night. Next morning, around 10 a.m., she is still not home. She's not answering my calls or looking at my texts, so I call her mom, who tells me that she's not there. There was no family dinner. Interesting.
Then why did you say there was? It's also very easy to find out that that's not happening.
What really happened? Around noon, someone is buzzing me from the entrance of the building. It's her. I buzz her in. First thing she tells me is she lost her keys, which included the fob to enter the building, the key to my apartment, and the key to my car. She also doesn't know where my car is. Turns out she went clubbing with a friend. They met a group of 3 guys and decided to go home with them. Stephanie was wasted, so she allowed one of these 3 guys to be the driver of my new car. Oh my God. When they arrived at one of their places, my car was parked in a no parking area and later was towed. It was parked at a bus stop in downtown Vancouver.
What? She
parked it in a bus stop?
Dude.
That's crazy.
Dude.
Stephanie believes she did nothing wrong as she didn't park the car.
Right, you just
Sure.
gave my car to all of the wasted strangers.
Yeah, great.
So that's now all on them.
She also says she didn't have spicy sleep with any of the guys, just her friend did. She was just there to make sure her friend was safe.
The way to make sure that your friend is safe is to not let strange men drive you anywhere, especially not drive your own car, and to definitely not go home with them. That is how you make sure your friend is safe.
He's like, I was there to keep my friend safe, which is why I was not sober. I did not drive.
Yeah.
And we lost the keys and abandoned your car and also spent the night with them.
Right. She doesn't even know the name of the guy that has the keys or how to contact him. She said that she had no choice but to lie to me because I don't like going to clubs. Was I wrong for evicting her? Her entire family thinks I am, and there is an edit. Just to clear some things up, it seems to be confusing in the replies. Yes, she was also dumped, not just evicted. Yes, I am aware it's unlikely that she sat in the living room overnight while only her friend had spicy sleep with these guys. By the way, yes, you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platform. Just search OK Story Drive.
That's so funny.
More to this story, but
he just had to edit to be like, by the way, guys, my brain does work.
Yeah.
I did not fall for any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if her whole family thinks you're in the wrong, I think you should first gather whatever evidence you can about her saying that she basically abandoned your car or like gave it away or let someone steal it. And then I would prosecute them for the full value of that car.
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
And then I would try to go get it back. I call every impound lot. Put out an APB for your license plate with the police.
Hopefully,
so that they are always looking for that car as stolen.
Hopefully OP has a spare to the car so that they can still get it. You know what I mean? Because they don't have the keys. So
just walk around town going like,
well,
click, click, click.
Well, because it
and
was
then you hear whoop whoop, and you're like, oh,
there it is.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely insane. It is absolutely not wrong of you to evict this woman. You need to stay so far away from her. This is just so. That is just everything. There is so backwards.
Yeah, dog. You deserve a medal for not giving her a people's elbow. Are you serious? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely insane. Yeah, you better get the car before the guys try to steal the car back from the lot. That would suck. But we have a little bit more to the story. We have another edit. Yes, I got the car back. Okay, great.
Yes!
It's a new car. I am not donating it to a tow company. I called the police and they told me the number of the towing company. I picked it up an hour later. Police also confirmed that this would not be considered a stolen car. Her fob to the building was simply deactivated and not replaced.
Okay.
I have 3 fobs now instead of 4. Door lock to my unit was replaced for free by my building. Lovely.
Nice.
All locks must be matching on each door, and they have a supply of replacements. Car rekeying is in progress and not cheap. Last edit, it was slightly less than 2 years that she has lived here. Probably closer to 20 months. So she isn't entitled to any of my home equity. According to my government-issued assessment value of my place, it went down last year as well. Yes, she paid for the tow. She did so without me even asking. We went to get the car and she paid. I have received a parking ticket in the mail that I paid that she will pay me for. OP, love ya. We don't need to be using periods this much. Invest in some commas. She's agreed to pay for the car rekeying. That is why it has not been done yet, as it is very expensive. Stephanie and her friend have been trying to find the keys. I really don't think they knew these guys prior or have any way to contact them. So yeah, your keys are probably going to be just gone. Bye-bye keys. Sophia says it costs about $1,000 to replace them.
It can be really pricey to replace those like fancy digital keys.
Yeah,
especially on a Jaguar.
Mm.
On your new Jaguar.
Do we think OP had a Jaguar?
I think he said.
Did he?
Did he?
I think he just said it was a new car, but I don't.
Yeah, in my head, that was a Jaguar the whole time.
Gotcha.
A Jaguar.
A Jaguar.
F-Type. Sport.
Gotcha.
Jaguar F-Type Sport.
Gotcha.
Yeah? It's a little sporty.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it? It's a sports car, isn't it?
Isn't it? But that's the end of that story.
What sports do you play with your sports car?
Bumper cars. That's a sport.
Dude, that's the only one you can play.
Or just you could race. That's a sport.
I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's
racing.
actually, yeah. Now,
That's actually,
you know what?
the only bumper cars, not a sport. That is in fact a carnival fair game.
It is a game.
True.
So why don't we just bring it up to the next level?
We just need people to like watch it, and then you're good.
I found suggestive messages on my girlfriend's phone, and I immediately changed the locks.
Uh-oh. What were they saying?
I, male 23, dated my ex, female 24, for 5 years. We both have an apartment that is in my name. Everything has been going smoothly, or at least that's what I thought. One day, my ex and I were watching TV when suddenly my ex's phone lit up with a notification. By the way, this comes from user AITAH, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Savannah.
And these three goofballs are going to read this here story and maybe have some advice on it. Maybe not. We don't know everything. But it sounds like this guy doesn't even need advice because he already broke up with his ex. But let us know what you would have done in this situation in the comments. As OP says, I saw someone's name on it. We will call him Tommy. My girlfriend immediately took the phone and started typing on it quickly.
Oh, that's not suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, that's the most normal behavior ever. Whenever I get a text message, that's how I message.
Of course. You want to be a quick responder, and you want to keep the privacy of your texting people.
Right. I'm respecting them.
Yeah, exactly.
And you. I don't want to make you into an eavesdropper.
That's right.
I asked her who that was, and she said that it was just a coworker. It's like, yeah, we were talking about work. I've signed an NDA, so you can't see it. I found it very suspicious the way she suddenly got overprotective of her phone. Now, I know this wasn't enough for me to dig in, but it definitely got me interested and a bit uneasy. So when she was in the bath one day, I unlocked the phone, and I guess she forgot to change her password. I started looking through it, even though I knew it might not end well. Well, she wasn't lying. Tommy was just a coworker. But there was way more than that going on. There was a lot of suggestive content within the messages, and some of the things she said, she doesn't even say to me at all. Aw. That's so sad.
Aw.
Moment of silence for how sad that is. I was more annoyed than angry at that moment, which actually surprised me. She did have more overtime often, but I didn't really think much about it before all this happened. So then I started to actually plot my revenge, which I know wasn't the best mindset. I took screenshots of the conversations and sent them to myself so I would have proof. After that, things began to move quickly. When she went out, I went out as well to get new locks for the apartment. At the time, I was on time off from work, so I had the opportunity to do it without interruption. I came home and changed the locks completely. I also took a collection of screenshots, printed them out along with an "I'm breaking up with you" message, and put them all together in an envelope. I made sure everything was clear and easy to understand. Then I waited for her to come home. When she got home, she was on overtime again. She tried putting her key in, and I could hear her struggling with the door and getting confused. After that, she started banging on the door, saying to let her in, and that this wasn't funny at all. And then I put the envelope through the door and just went back to watching TV like nothing was happening.
Whoa.
I was going to dog you a little bit for kind of being a coward about it, but this is actually so perfect.
It's a really cool guy move.
It was kind of like I've already sorted it out, and here you go.
Yeah.
Which is honestly what she deserves. After, lying to you and cheating on you and doing all this stuff, it's like, you don't even deserve me to break up with you face to face. I changed the locks. There's everything you need to read. After a while, she started pounding on the door harder, saying it wasn't what I thought, and begging me to let her in. Then she got angry. And said I didn't satisfy her enough, and that's the reason why. And at least he can care for her. Oh, I'm sorry. Care for you? Like, I don't know, letting you live with me, like, for 5 years or whatever?
Yeah. Like, what?
After a lot of pounding and shouting, she eventually left. The silence after that felt strange, but also peaceful. I got my peace and quiet back, at least for the moment. I plan on returning her stuff tomorrow at her parents' house, and I will update if anything else happens. But, back to the question, Am I in the wrong in this situation? And there's an edit. But honestly, if the contents in the letters were like, yeah, I know all your stuff is here, I'm not taking it, I'll give it back to you, so it'll be at your parents' house tomorrow. No, you've done nothing wrong. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just what I usually expect is like some conversation with stuff like this. But at the same time, I mean, if you got like pretty strong evidence.
Yeah. If you know, you know. I mean, and literally she went, please, it's not what you think. And then when that didn't work, she went, well, guess what? He's actually better than you in every way, and that's why I did it.
Yeah,
so it's like there was already nothing to talk about.
Right. Asking who it is and then immediately responding with, oh, it's just a coworker. That response is like assuming that the person is asking because they think that you're up to no good.
Yeah.
If it was really chill, then you would tell your partner the chill details. You wouldn't just say, oh, it's just a coworker. No need to worry about it at all. It's just a friend. We're just friends.
I would immediately go to like, what are you guys planning a surprise for me or something? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Guys, there are two reasons why somebody does that. They are either planning a surprise for you or they have been doing surprises behind you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We don't like the second kind.
Yeah. So there's an edit. I have been seeing a lot of comments saying that this is illegal. I don't really know the laws about this in the UK, but it's very unlikely that she would sue since the backlash would be much worse on her, and she's already in a not-so-good financial situation. As for my behavior, I know it was childish, and I don't condone it, but at the time, I was filled with rage. Still not an excuse for me doing it, though. And there's an update. Bro, don't lose your resolve. Like I said, I'm anti this, always. But your set of circumstances were perfect.
Yeah, honestly.
They were. It's a perfect set of circumstances for this.
Yeah.
There's an update. Wowie zowie. Thank you all so much for your support. I really didn't expect that post to get that popular or for so many people to respond. Well, apparently she has lost her job. When I dropped off her belongings at her parents' house, they asked me what was going on and why everything suddenly ended. I told them what happened, and they apologized for what she did.
Oh, wow.
From what they told me, she's been saying that I was acting all crazy and that she didn't know what was going on. As I was about to leave, I heard her voice coming from inside her parents' house asking what was going on. Then she saw me standing there. Just...
No.
She tried to grab onto me, saying that she was sorry and begging me to please forgive her. I immediately moved away from her, saying it was over and to never talk to me again. She started talking about how she lost her job and begged me to let her back in. Not really a bonus, right? You're like, please take me back. I'm unemployed now. But I'm unemployed now, please.
Yeah. It's like, well, you have another guy that apparently is so much better than me and treats you so much better. So why don't you just go run to him? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, didn't you say he can really take care of you?
Yeah.
Where was he at?
Yeah. Go to him. Come on.
I was not hearing any of it at that point. I said goodbye to her parents and went to my car. She stood there, crying on the pavement, clearly upset and emotional. If I'm going to be honest, I felt no remorse at all. This wouldn't have happened if she hadn't cheated on me in the first place. On how she lost her job, I don't really know yet. I have a friend who works in her building, so I can ask her about what actually happened there. I will update this post when I get any news, but at the moment, that's all I know. Update 2, my girlfriend lost her job and she thinks it's my fault.
Of course she does.
Of course she does. It was your fault. She cheated on you.
Of course. Of course. Isn't it always?
Oh, well, we've got this second update. I contacted my friend who works at my ex's, well, now, ex-workplace. My ex's ex-workplace. And we decided to meet up since it had been a while. When we got to where we were meeting up, we decided to catch up first before I asked her what happened. While my friend was working, she heard a lot of noise during lunch. She went to check what it was, and she saw my ex on her knees begging her affair partner to let her into his place.
Oh my God.
Yikes. Tommy, the affair partner, didn't want to do it and was blaming her for everything that happened. To my surprise, he didn't even know that we were dating at all.
Whoa. Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Oh, Tommy, she turned you into a two-timer, Tommy.
Tommy.
Oh, no.
Tommy.
You didn't mean it.
You didn't
Tommy
mean
trembles at his two-timing tribulations.
it. He sure does.
After that, my ex just snapped and started throwing things around the workplace in frustration. Security took her out of the building, and she got promptly fired shortly after that incident. And by the way, you can listen to all kinds of incidents in the full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to them all day long. I honestly have nothing left to say. Yeah, let's just finish this story
Let's do it.
because you've done everything right, and congratulations, dude. To be honest, after what I have seen of her recently, I am not too surprised that it happened this way. My friend and I had a great time together after that conversation, and we eventually parted ways. When I came home, I checked my phone, and there were lots of messages waiting for me. I realized then that I forgot to block her earlier. She was sending messages saying if I didn't punt her out of the house, she wouldn't have lost her job. If you hadn't booted me out of your place with, by the way, 100% justification,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have immediately lost all of my composure and gotten myself fired from my
Yeah.
job in the most pathetic way I could. I couldn't even think of that.
Honestly.
I wouldn't have been able to think of that.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
At that point, I had had enough of the situation, but I still didn't block her right away. What I am going to do is go on a date with my friend and send her pictures of it just to annoy her. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Hey, don't do that.
So you might be endangering this friend of yours.
Yeah, like you don't want anyone to go get got
Yeah.
by your cheating ex.
And also, it's just petty. We just don't need to do it. There's no point.
I am going to ask my friend for permission before I do all that because I don't want to involve her without her knowing.
Oh my God, yeah.
And that's the end of that story. Thank God, because your friend's definitely going to say, don't do that.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully.
I would hope so.
Also,
I would be afraid of her if she seems extremely mentally unstable right now, and that could push her to a point of,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're capable of, and that's always scary.
Right. Also, that would just make me uncomfortable as that friend. Like, if this is like a real date that you're going on and you're actually interested in each other, first of all, little soon after all of this stuff. Second of all, that would not be giving this date a real shot, like, at all. Your friend would be like, oh, so this guy that I was on a date with wanted to take a picture of us on the first date and send it to his ex that just cheated on him like a week ago. Like,
Yeah.
that's not great. We don't want to.
Yeah, if she's actually interested in you or you're actually interested in her,
Yeah.
that will blow it immediately.
Immediately.
Which
Because you're
I-
just not
yeah.
ready to date.
I don't think you are.
Even him asking that question, if I was the friend, I'd be like, no, and maybe we'll cancel the date altogether. I wouldn't want to do that.
My girlfriend snapped at my friend on vacation, so I told her to apologize.
Don't talk to my friend like that.
This weekend, I, 26 male, took a little friend vacation with my close friend group. A few of them invited their significant others, and I've been dating my girlfriend, 25 female, long enough that I don't think it would be awkward to bring her along. By the way, this comes from Castro Was Right, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I am Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
And we are here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We would just tell you what we would do in this situation, but we would love to know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, my girlfriend gets along with all my friends very well, except one. My friend Jessica, 25 female, is a very nice girl, and in a lot of ways is very similar to my girlfriend. Ooh, there's your first.
Don't tell that
strike.
to your girlfriend.
There's strike one. I think this is just one of those cases where people who are similar just repel. On paper, they should be very good friends. They aren't outwardly rude to each other, but it's clear they just don't vibe. 3 things happened on this trip that led to disaster. First, on our day there, we planned on going to the beach. While we were getting ready, my girlfriend realized she was feeling bloated and had forgotten to pack a one-piece swimsuit. I told her we could just chill in the room, but she said she wanted to go down to the beach and that we should buy one at the resort shop. On our way down, we ran into Jessica, and I told her we were going down to the shop to look for a new bathing suit. Jessica then offered to let my girlfriend borrow one of hers, but my girlfriend immediately rejected the offer and said we'd buy one. So that was a problem.
Okay. Well, it depends on how she said it. If she was like,
Yeah.
nope, we're going to buy one.
Okay. Yeah.
Could be a tone thing.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's
Yeah.
nice of Jessica.
It is nice
to
of
offer that.
Jessica. Yeah.
Second, we were at a bar drinking and dancing. Jess is only about 5'5" and probably weighs less than 130 pounds. She's also pretty much skin and bones, so she's a lightweight. Eventually, she got pretty wasted and started finding everyone trying to get us to take a shot. When she got to us, I was down, but my girlfriend wasn't. I told her it would be fun, but she said no.
That's not an issue. Just let her say no.
Yeah, just, I feel like, no,
what
I
I
don't
do.
want one. The end.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Jess then said we were being boring, so I just took a shot with Jess. This set my girlfriend off. The final issue was the next day. My girlfriend and I were late for breakfast because we were getting intimate and lost track of time,
Okay.
which was wrong of us.
All right. It happened.
There's nothing wrong about that.
It happened.
Apparently, Jess said she'd come get us, and as she walked past our door, she heard noises and went back downstairs to everyone else saying we may be a minute. When we got downstairs, the group was cracking jokes, which I thought was not a big deal. Then they said Jess had heard us, which made my girlfriend mad. This was apparently the straw that broke the camel's back. My girlfriend snapped at Jess, telling her that she had been catty all trip and that she was just trying to have a good time. She told her to stop being such a pick-me. This caused Jess to cry. I told my girlfriend she needed to apologize and resolve whatever beef they had. My girlfriend said that Jess needs to apologize for acting like she did and that I was being a wiener for taking Jess's side. We've been fighting about this since we got back, and things are now awkward with Jess. My friends are split on this. Some think my girlfriend was being overboard, while others think she may have had a point, which I don't understand.
I am wondering if this is because I think there's one of two things that could be going on here. One, your girlfriend is maybe overreacting and is jealous of your friendship with Jess, or is reading into things that aren't there, or you are perhaps being oblivious of subtle girl cattiness
Yes.
that like maybe you're just not picking up on.
I feel like if the girls had wrote this post, we would have been like, oh yeah, I would have been totally pissed at her or something. He's just like, well, this happened, and like,
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's that or if genuinely Jess has not done anything.
yeah, because I don't know, it does seem like, the one she was, had too much to drink and was just like, oh, you guys are being boring, whatever, blah blah. Which I get that. That's like everyone's response if you don't want to do something that the group wants to do,
However, if she's coming over, because it could all read differently.
Yeah.
It could be like Jess is coming over and being like touchy and like, oh, you're being so boring. Like, oh, like why won't you have a drink with me? And then doing that. And then maybe with the bathing suit, she's like, oh well, I have a bathing suit that you could borrow, or like, I don't know. It's tone.
I feel like there's no other way to be nice.
I don't know how you would say that to meanly, but it could be a tone thing. Or your girlfriend could be reading it into something that's not actually there.
You could borrow my bathing suit.
Yeah.
I am going to apologize to my girlfriend and tell her I was wrong to defend Jess, and that I'm going to talk to Jess to make sure she doesn't ever speak to my girlfriend like that again. There are some comments.
But we don't really know how. I don't know.
Yeah.
It really could go either way.
Comment number 1. Info. Is Jess single? Did she have a significant other on the trip? Would her swimsuit have fit your girlfriend? Is your girlfriend shy? Does your girlfriend drink or drink hard? Because that makes a huge difference. One thing is to be lent a bathing suit. Another thing to be offered a bathing suit that everyone knows is going to be too small, even if it is just height-wise, let alone weight-wise. The other two look like a single girl that keeps coming to get the attention of her man. Pestering for shots, maybe she felt you guys were having an intimate conversation or such, and then coming to get you out of bed, catching looks at you, spending time, maybe hoping that she could convince you to leave the girlfriend to get ready on your own and come down with her, talking about the noises, hoping to embarrass my girlfriend in front of everyone, those. OP responded, which I got downvoted, Jess is single. Now that I think about it, Jess is really small. Not saying my girlfriend is big, she's normal weight, but Jess is skinny.
Ooh, wait. Yeah, that is so rude. OP, you just didn't pick up on the cattiness. Yeah, if Jess is a lot, smaller than OP and is just not at all OP's size or OP's girlfriend's size, and then says like, "Oh yeah, you can borrow my bathing suit," and then OP's girlfriend has to be like, I can't borrow your bathing suit. That's a little rude.
Oh. So I'm not sure. Yes, and she's no stranger to taking shots and handles her booze well. Comment number 2. Sounds like you're dating a confident and independent woman who stood up for herself and isn't willing to take Jess's mean girl crap. I bet Jess has ruined past relationships for you as well. You're going to be a lonely dude if you don't start reading the room better, recognize Jess's rude treatment, and stand up for your girlfriend. Oh, there's an update. 2 weeks later.
Oh boy, let's do it.
I know everyone hates me, but I was asked for an update. I just want to say everyone was right. I was an a-hole. I was being a pushover. I was a crap boyfriend and partner. I prioritized Jess over my girlfriend's feelings, and that was so crappy of me. My girlfriend and I are currently on a break.
Whoa. Oh, dang.
Sorry. Yikes. So Jess really dug her nails into that.
Yeah.
I tried to apologize to her and make sure she understood that I knew how wrong I was. I told her I was sorry for letting Jess disrespect her and that I'd never let that happen again. My girlfriend said Jess has been like this to her since we started dating, and I had been either ignoring it or unable to see it. Through a tearful back and forth, my girlfriend told me she wouldn't let herself feel second to Jess. She said that when I figure out what's going on between Jess and me, then we could talk, but until then, she wants some distance from our relationship.
Honestly, go this girl. Standing up for herself.
Yeah.
Sucks that you didn't see it until right now.
By the way, we'll never give you any distance because you can listen to stories and episodes just like this by going to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's a little bit left. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I think a break is good.
Yeah.
I think you need to spend some time and figure out what were the blinders. Did your girlfriend ever bring this up before and you just said, "Oh, what? No, you're just, making problems." Why were you so quick to diminish your girlfriend's feelings if she had raised these concerns? And why were you, siding with Jess more so?
Yeah.
I think those are all quite good questions.
Yeah, I think those are very good, OP, for you to turn inward and reflect on. All right, let's see. That evening, I was heartbroken, but I wanted to make it clear to Jess that she would not be disrespectful to my girlfriend if we got back together and that she owes her an apology no matter what. I thought it would be better to have this face-to-face as there is a lot of ambiguity over text. I went to her place and she apologized to me and said she would call my girlfriend to apologize. I went home in the morning and spent a lot of time reflecting on the bad decisions I had made and how much I hurt my girlfriend. I understood how right everyone was to say I was being a crappy boyfriend. I admit I effed up. I didn't protect the person I was supposed to protect. I was too blind to see Jess being catty and mean to her. If my girlfriend takes me back, that will never happen again. And that is the end.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, just because, I don't know, I've been hurt by many men, I would just be done with it. I'd be like, I'm out. Sorry, I'll go find someone that, actually, is a good person for me and defends me and doesn't, just be oblivious, because that's annoying.
Sometimes you learn from a mistake and you have to take it to the next relationship, and it's not something that you can take in this relationship.
Yeah, which stinks, OP. I mean, I would like to believe that you were just oblivious to it, but I think that there was a lot of different things that happened.
Signs.
There were a lot of signs that happened on that vacation, and I feel like you just kind of were like, yeah, but kind of just making excuses for Jess,
Yeah.
So I mean, pay the price for your actions, I guess.
Yep.
Sorry, OP, but
Sorry.
My dad thinks he found love, but I think he's being manipulated.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
I, 24 female, am very concerned about my dad's new relationship. My dad is 70 years old. He hasn't dated in over 10 years. He lives far away from me in a secluded rural area. He does not have any family living nearby. He has isolated himself over the years. I know that my dad is lonely, especially since my siblings and I have now grown into busy adults and do not have much time to spend at his home that is hours away from us. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I noticed that my dad will often get people to help work on his land. I think he does this to help with feeling lonely. He usually gets involved with shady people, like only people who are in bad situations seem to want to work for him. It's hard for me to fully understand the situation he is in since I don't live nearby. I just know that he finds people who are willing to work for cheap and help him with projects. Recently, I found out that he's been seeing a woman. I know because I noticed him texting someone while we met up for dinner, and there were hearts, so I asked.
Ooh.
He lied at first, saying he wasn't seeing anyone, but then he gave in and told me about her. I told him I think it's great that he's seeing someone and that I'd like to know about her. Slowly, he has been opening up to me about her. I find out that she is very young. He won't tell me her age, but I found her on Facebook. He told me that she has children, comes from a simple background, and did not have a very privileged upbringing. I also know that he's been sending her money for things like getting her hair done, but I think he's holding back on telling me how much he's giving her. At first, I was upset about her age. She's close to my own age, so of effing course I found it disturbing.
Ooh.
Which reminder, OP's 24.
Ooh, and he's 70?
Yeah, he's in his 70s. I didn't scold my dad, though, because I didn't want him to stop telling me about the situation. I have a feeling he's being plotted on. The backstory to how he met this girl is that one of his men he had working for him asked my dad if his friend could come help. The friend turned out to be this girl. My dad said that she had come on to him heavy, and he was not interested until she kept flirting with him constantly. The man who brought her over there then stopped working for my dad. The girl told my dad that he was jealous that the girl chose my dad over the young guy. My dad showed me photos of the girl, and not only is she young, she's incredibly gorgeous, like absolutely stunning. I told him that something isn't right, that a girl this beautiful must get a lot of attention, so I'm unsure why she would choose a man his age. He told me it's because she thinks he's mature and independent. Duh, he's 70. Anyways, I think something's up. I have a feeling that maybe there's something sinister going on. The girl is obviously not simple. I think she's trying to convince my dad that she is not very educated so that my dad thinks he's in control of the situation.
Oh boy.
I'm extremely worried that my dad is being set up. It doesn't make sense that one of his workers would invite a 26-year-old woman to come do work on a farm, like very physical labor, and then the girl just happened to find my 70-year-old dad to be very attractive. This relationship is also very toxic from what he tells me. He keeps breaking up with her, and then she'll just show up at his house crying, and he'll take her back. I'm so annoyed with my dad. This is all so childish. I've tried to plant the idea in my dad's head that maybe this girl is planning something with that man who brought her over to his house, but he keeps telling me that the girl is seriously in love with him, and that she's just a simple country girl who wants a man to take care of her. Lord, I am so incredibly worried for his safety. My dad has proven to be naive many times in the past, but this is the most concerning so far. He's obviously infatuated with her. He won't stop talking about her, and is convinced that she must truly love him. And by the way, I'm convinced that you guys would truly love more episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, and you'll find them all there. Search up OK Storytime.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh boy, man.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
immediately I think the same thing. Like, she's
Yeah.
probably actually with the guy that brought her over.
Totally, yeah. This is just a whole, like, elder scam.
Yeah.
Yikes,
I would
yikes,
be
yikes.
worried.
I would be very worried. I don't know what you could do. Because why is he breaking up with her, I mean, I'm sure there's great reasons to.
Right.
But I wonder, like, what kind of conversations you can have to, like, focus on those about being bad things.
Is it the point to get him, like, someone to live with, like a care person or something?
Yeah, right? Is there, like, a Golden Bachelor type dating app? And we can get...
Let's just get him out there more.
Let's just get someone else his age that will treat him right.
Honestly, yeah. Can you find another 70-year-old to, like, set him up with?
Like, not a bad idea.
You make sure the next time that he's like, I'm breaking up with her, you're like, great, I have a date for you today, right
Perfect.
now.
We
This
swoop in
restaurant,
there.
right now.
Yeah. She'll give you
She'll be
no
there.
reason to ever break up. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Oh my
Honestly,
gosh.
though.
Yeah. Worth a shot.
Yeah. What would y'all do? I have no idea how to approach this situation. I have sisters, but my dad hasn't opened up to them about the situation because he knows it's weird. Every time I try to tell my dad that something is wrong, he defends the situation. Obviously, something is weird about this. I'm so scared that some shady people see that he is living alone, far from family, and could easily be taken advantage of. We have some comments. Comment 1. There's been many times where a young girl and guy are a couple and they exploit older men with money. They take everything he has while secretly dating each other behind the man's back. Sometimes can lead to very bad things. Also, a jealous young man can be dangerous. He's lucky to have a daughter that's looking out for his well-being, though. I'd stay close and get to know her yourself. Get your own take on the situation. If she's legit, she should want to take the time and energy to get to know his family. That's honestly facts.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. OP says, yeah, I have no issue with my dad helping this woman create a stable situation for her children and herself. I'm an adult now, so are my siblings, and my dad has provided us with the strong foundation necessary for success. I'm not pressed about my dad finding love and splitting our inheritance. I'm just grateful he gave me the life I have. The age gap is uncomfortable, but if they're both consenting adults, I have no say. What I am worried about is exactly as you said. Jealousy. I am judging the situation as a complete bystander, so I have no idea if this girl is genuinely looking for stability after being in traumatic situations, or if she is part of a scheme involving other people. The only way I will know what's going on is if I meet up with her, which is in the works. Oh, she agreed to meet me.
Oh.
My dad said she seemed excited. Another commenter mentioned that if she is bringing her children around my dad, then she's probably genuine about his involvement in their life. My dad spends a lot of time around her and her kids, but who knows, maybe she's evil and gets her kids involved in this crap, lol. I'm going in with an open mind when I meet her. My mom used to date significantly older men in hopes of finding someone who could help her kids have stability. I understand the mindset, and I also understand that you can really fall in love with a significant age gap. I also would rather not judge my dad because he's one of the few family members I have who are accepting of my spicy proclivity, so I feel like it would be wrong for me to judge him for who he dates. That's the end of that story.
My girlfriend said she loved me, then asked another man on a date.
Well, that's confusing.
My girlfriend, 20 female, and I, 21 male, have been together for about 3 years. We recently went on a vacation with my family for a few weeks. By the way, this comes from StarOdds1724, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Dakota.
And we are here to give some good advice, goofily. Yet we do not have all of the answers. We would only tell you what we would do in this situation, so let us know what you would do down in them comments. As OP says, while we were there, her grandmother basically tried to set her up with her best friend's grandson, who's fresh out of a relationship. At first, my girlfriend said no, but her grandmother lectured her about it, so she agreed to meet him in a group setting. She then had a one-on-one dinner with him.
What?
Oh, that took a turn for the
That's
worst.
actually crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
actually crazy. I don't care like what your grandma says. No.
So they hung out in a group setting. Or she agreed to meet him in a group setting.
Yeah. But went to a
then-
one-on-one dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, no, completely unacceptable.
She told me she was only doing it to keep her grandmother happy and that she felt she couldn't argue with
No,
her.
absolutely not. If you feel that you can't argue with someone about our relationship to the point where you're going on a date with another person, then you're not ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's it. And you've been with this guy for 3 years. And you can't tell your grandma, sorry, grandma, I've been in a relationship for 3 years, which you know.
Yeah, because it's not like they were just like meeting up to be friends. She
No.
was like, you should date him.
Yeah.
And
you
she's
went to
like,
a
no,
one-on-one
no,
dinner.
no. All right, I'll give it a try. Like,
Yeah, that's what she just said. That's what she just told you.
yeah. She mentioned me to the guy, and he said he saw me on her Instagram, so he knows about me already. Here's where it gets complicated. It was already complicated.
Yeah, it was complicated when she said, I can't tell my grandma that I'm dating someone.
Yeah.
So,
I don't get it. She asked if she could go to New Year's Eve fireworks with him. I said yes, but she ended up not going.
huh?
Okay. But even after we left and came back home, she's still messaging him. He sends her good morning / good night texts, photos, suggestions to hang out when she goes back after graduation, and she responds but ignores the flirty stuff. We have
No.
each other's logins.
No. I'm breaking up with her. I'll have a conversation. She gets one conversation.
Yeah.
She gets one conversation where I say, this is totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
This man is flirting with you. You already went on a date with him because your grandma asked you to.
And now you're asking to go on like future dates.
Yes.
You know, like,
No.
I don't know.
This
I
is
don't-
totally unacceptable.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
I said I was uncomfortable with the situation a few days earlier already. She said she'd respond dryly and drag out replies, and that she'd give it 2 weeks to see if his messaging slowed down. But then basically a few days after saying that, she asked for his number since it's easier to text there. Dude.
Oh, wow. I wonder what she's doing.
Yeah.
Flirting?
Yeah, because now it's more private because you don't have like the login. Not that
Yeah.
like you need to, like do all that.
Monitor, but still. That's why she's doing it.
But like
Yeah,
immediate
no.
breakup. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
I'd be. Yeah.
dude, you don't like me. That's fine.
Yeah, but break up with me and you can go
Yeah.
date this guy.
Yeah. On her flight home, she told me her family, mom and grandmother, think she should explore because she's young.
Well, then I release you. You can go explore. I'm breaking up with you.
She said she doesn't know if she'll even end up marrying me, and admitted she tells her friends no when they ask if she'll marry me.
Genuinely, you're done.
Yeah.
You're
so
done.
what's the point?
You're
I mean, because
done.
I'm sure like
If he wants to marry you, then you guys are done.
yeah.
Unless you've had that conversation, you both decided, no, we don't want to do marriage, and that has nothing to do with our relationship. But if she wants to marry someone, but she doesn't want to marry you, then we're done here.
Yeah. But then she also said she loves me and doesn't want to explore, and that he's ugly and she'll never like him more than I like you.
But you like him a little bit?
But you still continue to talk, and you don't tell him to stop flirting. You don't say, hey, this is a friendship. So,
What does that even mean, man?
yeah. At first, she said she felt guilty about the situation. But now she's calling him nice, sweet, and a gentleman. Not like me. And saying it would be good to have a friend in her home country / city, since she doesn't know anyone there other than family. Some context, please give it to me. Family and family opinion is really important to her. She's planning to spend time in her home country after graduation before she starts her job while I'm staying in the US, which is why he keeps planning to go and see her then. Also, my family paid for her flight, and we're expecting her family to pay us back. Not sure if that matters for what I should do next. So she's taking advantage of you. You're paying for her to go cheat on you.
Yeah. Stop it.
What?
Opie, wake up.
Yeah, wake up. I'm thinking about ending things depending on how our next conversation goes, but I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or if there's a way to work through this. We never really had a conversation on boundaries, but I've always said I'd end things if cheating occurred. Even at the beginning of our relationship, she didn't like me having contact with other girls, so I've cut all contact with any other women since then.
That's insane.
Okay, so
Wow.
she's a hypocrite.
She's a hypocrite and also a giant red flag for doing that.
That's wow.
You cut all contact with any other women?
So he can't talk to
Sorry?
anyone, but she can talk to this guy because like she doesn't have any friends back home, and she
Yeah.
should. And like
Okay.
he's really sweet and kind and a gentleman.
Yeah, she can talk to the guy that her grandma set her up with, but you can't talk to any woman?
That's no. End things if she doesn't cut him off or keep going. There is an update. I think we just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi guys, I wasn't expecting so many of you to comment and wasn't expecting such an overwhelming response to ending things. But I got a lot of clarity and dislike towards some of you weirdos. After being able to talk with her later that day, maybe I'm dumb or something, but you guys were right in saying to end things.
Yay!
Wow.
He got it. He figured it out.
He didn't even figure it out. Other people figured
That's
it out.
true.
And he went, okay.
He went, maybe you guys are right.
We talked about how our future goals weren't lined up and that it would be best to end things as they are now. By the way, it would be best for you all to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search OK Story Time. All right, let's just get back into it. I talked about my concerns with the guy, and even though she's going to continue to stay in contact with him, that's not my problem anymore. She says she wants to stay friends and the like, but apparently that's normally not recommended. I really appreciated the time we had together and still have all of our photos and whatnot that I'll export sometime. I'm doing a final meetup with her to hand some stuff over and talk about going no contact and other concerns. Still thinking about her all day, but I haven't been hit in the same intense sadness I'd had that night we broke things off. Any tips to navigating this post-relationship life? Thinking about focusing on myself for a little while. Also, I haven't told my family or anything yet, so that time will come. Thanks. Don't have your family pay for her ticket back.
Don't do that. Don't do that. She's just using you and your family.
If like you need to tell your family, yeah, we broke up, blah, 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 and if they had already bought the ticket, cancel it.
Get a refund.
Or be like, give me the money for that.
Give me the money.
Give me the money. I ain't playing.
We're not together anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. So, good for you, OP. You woke up, I think, finally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It took some time and it took some Reddit comments, but hopefully you make some better decisions for yourself. Yeah.
I cooked dinner with my platonic friend, and my girlfriend gave me an ultimatum.
It was just a platonic meal.
For context, I, 32 male, am a divorced dad, and my girlfriend, 35 female, is a single mom. And we have been together for 4 months. It is not a long time, but we have really grown close in these months. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Rocker. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
And we are here to give some good advice goofily. But we don't have all of the answers that you want. We're only going to tell you what we would do in this situation. But we would like to know what you would do. So tell us what you would do in the comments. As OP says, one thing that I liked about her most is how into mental health she is and boundaries and building a healthy relationship. She comes from a history of bad relationships and trauma and finds joy in my maturity in the relationship. However, today she snapped. And not since my divorce have I felt so much anxiety, stress, and coldness from someone I care about. Uh-oh. She is mad. So what is she mad about? 2.5 years ago, I matched with a girl on online dating. We chatted a bit and really hit it off. However, we realized pretty quickly there was no spark or flirtation or any physical attraction between us. But we liked the company and banter so much that we decided to be friends. The vid was going strong, and coming out of my divorce, I did not have many friends, whereas she had just moved to my city and did not know anybody, so we really became close platonic friends. Over those 2 years, we hung out regularly, discussing dates we had, or trying new foods, or since we both like to cook, we sometimes cooked together or went to the movies. Usual friend stuff. She grew into being one of my closest friends. Admittedly, she likes to hang out a lot, like once a week at least. Not a lot. Once a week?
Wait. What? She likes to, did he just say she likes to hang out a lot at least once a week?
Yeah.
That's like minimum.
If I saw my friends once a week, I'd be like, I'm lonely. Whereas I am more introverted, usually enjoying time to myself more often. So we usually hung out once every week or two as a compromise. Now, in January, I met my current girlfriend. On the first date, I told her about my friends, including my female friend. She was a bit awkward about it, but generally was accepting of it. However, pretty early, I noticed she would make snarky comments whenever I said I was going to hang out with my female friend.
Well, stop it. Girlfriend, stop making those comments, not you. You should hang out with your female friend because you have a friendship. I don't know. I think you made it clear that you have a friendship and your girlfriend's, acting weird about it.
Yeah.
If she wasn't comfortable with it, then she should have either said something way earlier or not gotten with you.
I know people in this situation, I feel like they're always like, I mean, it's a bit weird, but okay. And then they actually start seeing it, and then they're like, okay,
There's
no, I don't
spider.
like it. Which, like, that's fair. You don't really know until you see it. But I slowly stopped seeing my friend as often to where I went about 2.5 months without seeing her.
That
She
sucks.
started to get frustrated that I was not down to hang out like we were. So I tried to find time to see her again. We hung out twice in early April, and after that second hangout, my girlfriend got sad. She told me it made her uncomfortable hanging out so often with her.
Twice?
It's twice.
Twice?
I explained how platonic it really is, but that I would try to space out our hangouts. So 3 weeks, 23 days actually,
Okay.
went by, and I was invited over my friend's house to cook and catch up on her work gossip she likes to tell me about. I mentioned my girlfriend that night that I was going to hang out and cook with her, so she knew what I was doing. This triggered her, apparently. She did not talk to me the rest of the night. The next day, she sent me an audio text telling me how inappropriate it is and
Oh,
that I
good Lord.
see her all the time and how sick of it she is, and you went to go play house with your other girlfriend, describing cooking as intimate and boyfriend and girlfriend activities.
I am apparently dating so many people.
I know. Like, Sophia cooks with everyone.
I'm dating so many people.
Yeah. I mean, I like cooking for people.
Yeah,
though.
cooking
Like,
for people is great.
yeah, I love it. So I'm not.
I don't know. This is getting to a level of just deep insecurity that you
Yeah.
might not be able to come back from.
Yeah. These are major insecurities for her, so I try to explain that I have only seen my friend 5 times this year. I see my girlfriend 2 to 3 times a week, and playing house is a hurtful generalization. My friend went to culinary school, so we have cooked together many times. It is not that weird. Okay, so this is just another thing. She did not care. She gave me an ultimatum announcing I should only be allowed to see her every 2 months, and most likely only if she went with me. I told her that is completely unreasonable. This is a friend I have had for a while now, and we already see each other far less than we used to. Keep in mind, they have never met, and I have suggested introducing them. More or less, she hung up on me while I was borderline in tears because I am an emotional dude, telling me she did not want to talk anymore. Up to this point, the relationship has been so good and so healthy, and all issues have been worked out beautifully. So this turn of character honestly scared me.
But it's not a turn of character. You
Yeah.
kind of already told us that she had been like iffy about this friendship for a while.
You explained the situation. She was like, okay, but then when you actually started doing it, she's like, well, wait,
I
why
want
is she
less.
hanging out with another girl?
Yes.
That's weird. I
Yeah.
should be the only girl in your life. Praise me. I fear the relationship might end here and now over such a simple, innocent thing. A strong bond of love has formed with my girlfriend, but this change of character suddenly feels like the biggest red flag getting shoved up my butt. That flag just went right up my butt. I am wondering if this is how it ends so abruptly, or if there is a middle ground that can be found here. I thought I had found some middle ground, but that does not seem to be working for her. I see a lot of the same types of questions, so I figured I would address them. My friend has many friends of both genders, way more than me. She cooks with or for all of them. It is her thing. She has dated before, but largely does not anymore. She is content being single, and again, that is her thing. My last major relationship was 9 years long. Wow. 4 of them married, which ended in divorce because I was cheated on by her just a friend, so I'm not blind to my girlfriend's feelings in this. Would I be upset if my girlfriend did the same activities with a male friend? No, because I value trust until it is broken. I do not make assumptions, and that is even with my history. I do not prioritize my friend over my girlfriend. My girlfriend lives an hour away, and I still make time to see her 2 to 3 times a week. For this reason, we have to plan our time together, and she cannot, on a whim, come hang out with my friend and me. It has to be planned. People saying cooking is somehow intimate is bizarre and not a valid comment to me. I agree. I cook with, like, everyone.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I think that this is leading to a breakup. 4 months is meaningful, but you have also only been with her for 4 months. And that is around when you start, like you said, change of character. 3 months is usually when you start seeing, like, the real person. So I'm not unsurprised.
By the way, I won't give you crap if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app, and just type in OK Storytime. And then it'll all come up. All for your enjoyment. There you go.
There you have it.
It's all yours for the taking. What are we thinking? Breakup City?
Breakup
or?
City, population 1, because you broke up with her.
It feels like two dudes hanging out together that have to say no homo just to validate that they are not doing anything gay. Activities are not inherently dates, nor do they inherently lead to spicy sleep. I am a grown man and I do cook with or for my male friends too. Thinking about what holes I can stick my wang in is not something that permeates my brain 24/7, but maybe some people do that.
Some people do that.
Some people do that.
Yeah.
I've met many people who think that. Update. She called me late last night apologizing. Oh.
What?
She is filled with regret and remorse for her actions, and I respect her for doing so. I want to work this out with her, but I also have some fear of seeing that version of her again. Hopefully, we can figure this out and work past it.
Well, there you
That's
have
the
it.
end.
And that's it. Unless she has this huge change of heart where she says, I'm sorry, I had this history of being cheated on, and I was working through my own insecurities, and I realized that I was totally out of line to ask you to do that, and I'm so sorry. I value your friendships. Other than that, I think you should break up.
Yeah.
It's just not a good sign 4 months in.
Yeah. And I do think that, OP, you are going to see that side of her again. And it's probably going to be worse.
Yeah.
Like, next time around.
Mhm.
Like, obviously, she's understanding it. But it also took her, like, so long to understand it.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And
I
does she really?
Yeah. Is she just saying it to be
She doesn't wanna
done?
lose
Or
you.
is she saying it because she actually means it? You know, like, what? What's going
Those
on
are
here?
the questions.
But that's the end of that story and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.